This page features the cover of a magazine from late 2002s, highlighted by striking artwork of characters that look like they're straight out of the intense action game Shinobi for the PlayStation 2. The magazine leads with several intriguing topics for gamers of the era. There's a major feature diving into the possibility of a Dreamcast revival plan, questioning its potential longevity and presenting evidence. Action games get a spotlight too, asking if we're entering a golden age of pure action experiences, tying directly into the prominent display of Shinobi. Square Enix is heavily featured, promising secrets about Final Fantasy X2 and Kingdom Hearts Final Mix straight from their development team. The Sega Game Awards are also covered, analyzing the results and reception of the winning titles. The magazine proclaims coverage for all hardware, featuring upcoming or recently released titles across a wide spectrum, including Sega Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, Xbox, Nintendo GameCube, and Arcade. This includes games like Pia Carrot, EU Koso 2, Guilty Gear X2, Breath of Fire, V, Dragon Quarter, Dead or Alive, Stream Beach Volleyball, Panzer Dragoon or Dada, Resident Evil 0, Skies of Arcadia Legends, Virtua Fighter 4, Evolution, and more. There are also special features on Sega Direct and the Sakura Wars series. It's a look at the diverse gaming landscape of the time. This page prominently features two popular Sega titles. The top half is dedicated to Super Monkey Ball 2 for the Nintendo GameCube, highlighting its upcoming release on November 21st. Screenshots showcase several of the game's many mini-games, including variations on billiards, golf, bowling, dogfight, boat racing, tennis, and fighting. The text boasts that the game features 12 party games and over 150 stages, declaring the ultimate party game has returned. The bottom half focuses on Virtua Tennis 2, known as Power Smash 2 in Japan, for the PlayStation 2. It's described as the king of tennis game, praised for its simple control system using the directional buttons and just 2 action buttons, allowing for diverse shots like topspin, lob, and slice. The realistic motion is highlighted as the peak of realistic tennis games. The magazine notes that over 1 million people worldwide have been captivated by the series. Basic game information like genre, player count, 14, compatible peripherals, and the price of 5,800 yen are also listed. This page continues the focus on Sega's upcoming lineup, prominently featuring Super Monkey Ball 2 for the Nintendo GameCube. The bold headline exclaims, "It's racing! It's baseball! It's soccer! Let's party with Monkey Ball!" reinforcing the game's extensive party game offerings. The main text highlights the game's depth, including a substantial single-player action puzzle mode with over 150 stages, the introduction of the new character drive, Bad Boon in the story mode, and an expanded monkey world. The party game aspect is emphasized, boasting 12 different, highly berated party games supporting up to 4 players, praised for their excellent quality, and making the game the definitive party experience. Screenshots showcase several of these exciting mini-games, including Monkey Futsal, Monkey Shot, Monkey Race 2, Monkey Baseball, and Monkey Target 2. The game is listed at 5,800 yen, excluding tax, and is a party game supporting 1 to 4 players. The lower section announces a Sega game software demo event called the Year-End Special Project, Everyone Waku Waku. This event offers players the chance to try out new titles, including Super Monkey Ball 2, Sonic Advance 2, and Sonic Mega Collection. Held on weekends from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. during November and December, the event takes place at various stores across Japan, offering test plays and special merchandise gifts. There are also details for Sega Corporation's contact information and an advertisement for the Sega Direct online store. This page features a prominent image promoting Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball. The central focus is a character render of Kasumi, one of the series' fighters, depicted by a pool in a white bikini with orange polka dots. At the top left, the text reads, "To the fighting person," followed by the developer's logo, Team Ninja. Below the character is the large logo for the game, Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball. The page serves as a character showcase or promotional image for the game, highlighting its tropical beach theme. This page continues the look at Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball for the Xbox, showing off more of the game's unique blend of sports and relaxation. The masters of the fighting ring are taking a vacation, competing in beach volleyball, and unwinding at the resort. Beyond the intense matches shown in the screenshots, the page highlights the leisure activities available, such as relaxing by the hotel pool, cautioning players about the strong southern sun. A key feature promoted here is the massive wardrobe available for the characters, with over 100 different swimsuits and various accessories to find and use for customization. This focus on dressing up the characters and enjoying the tropical atmosphere sets it apart from the main fighting series. The game was released exclusively on Xbox on December 5, 2002, simultaneously in Japan and the US, priced at 7,800 yen. Early buyers in Japan received a limited edition special photo booklet as a first-run bonus, a highly sought-after item for fans. Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball offered a refreshing, laid-back experience centered around the popular Dead or Alive cast. This page features the PlayStation 2 adventure game, Thread Colors, subtitled Beyond the Goodbye. It's highlighted as a 10th anniversary commemorative title from Hunex. The page opens with a large, bright illustration of several anime-style characters, setting a warm yet potentially melancholic tone, as suggested by the tagline describing it as a slightly sad autumn story depicting human bonds and threads of fate. It's presented as a positive-minded adventure game. Smaller images below offer glimpses into the game's scenes, showcasing character interactions in various settings, including school uniforms and casual wear, alongside more fantastical elements like the cat character. The page lists key staff, including character design by Jun Kazakami and main scenario by Midori Tateyama. It details the game's release on November 14, 2002, from D3 Publisher. Pricing for both a limited first-run box edition and the standard version is provided, with the limited edition including various bonus items. Overall, the page effectively promotes Thread Colors as a character-driven adventure game, with a focus on emotional storytelling. This is the table of contents for the November 22, 2002 issue of Dorimaga. The issue includes a special report on Square and a Dreamcast revival plan discussion. Features cover the CISA Game Awards and a focus on action games. Other sections detail Sega Direct Progress, Reader Game Impressions, and breaking news about Sakura Taisen Hot-Blooded on PS2. Numerous game titles are highlighted across various platforms, including PS2, Xbox, and DC. Strategy guides are provided for games like Phantasy Star Online and WWE Raw. There's coverage of GameCube, Game Boy Advance, WonderSwan Color, and arcade games. PC games are also reviewed. The back pages contain columns, reader content, comics, and information on current events, including a 2003 calendar offer. This page announces the upcoming Dreamcast release of The King of Fighters 2001. The striking artwork features Kula Diamond, one of the game's prominent characters. Portraits of key fighters like K, Maxima, Whip, Kula, K9999, Foxy, and Angel are also displayed. This is the 8th entry in the legendary fighting game series, known for its deep mechanics and strategic 4v4 battles. Screenshots show the character select screen, a minigame, and intense fighting action between K and Kyo. The game is slated to release on December 26, 2002, for the Dreamcast, priced at 5,800 yen. Publisher Playmore indicates their intention to bring more popular arcade titles to home consoles in the future. This page dives into the development world, featuring a visit to Polyphony Digital's impressive new office and an interview with President Kazunori Yamauchi. The focus is squarely on the progress of Gran Turismo 4, which Yamauchi estimates is currently around 50% complete. The article highlights the vast new office space, mentioning it's large enough for staff to use kickboards to get around. Reporter Naomi Inui explores various unique facilities within the office, designed to enhance the development environment and staff well-being. Featured areas include a massive car elevator capable of lifting vehicles directly into the building, a fully equipped training gym, a dedicated play area with multiple driving simulator setups, a traditional Japanese-style room for relaxation or creative discussion, and even hotel-like sleeping pods for staff working late. Inui shares her impressions, noting the impressive scale and unique amenities, including the server room, which she likened to something from the movie Terminator 2. Yamauchi also briefly touches on the challenges faced during the development of earlier titles, like MotorTune Grand Prix and the first Gran Turismo game, emphasizing how the improved environment supports current projects like Gran Turismo 4. A brief list of some cars owned by Yamauchi is also included. This page covers the announcement of the game Kita E Diamond Dust, a new entry in the Kita E series developed by Hudson Soft and Red Entertainment. It features a production presentation event for the game, which is set to be released for the PlayStation 2 in summer 2003. The article introduces key members of the development team, including Uji Hiroi, General Producer Director, Hidefusa Takashina, Hudson Soft, Shigenori Koshikura, Red Entertainment, Kusuke Mitsui, Producer, Kenji Horiguchi, Director, and Kiyoshi Nagata, Scenario. They discuss the game's concept, emphasizing that it's not a direct sequel, but a new story, focusing on pure love and interaction with ordinary girls met during a journey through Hokkaido. The game aims to capture the charm of the region and feature background art based on real photos, with plans to include movies. The main character designer, Nokachi, is also featured, explaining that the goal was to make ordinary girls appear charming. Several characters and their voice actors are introduced, including Atsuko Wakaizumi, CV Ai Nonaka, Akari Harada, CV Akane Watanabe, Suomi Kitano, CV Mayu Amari, Kyoko Ashihara, CV Tomoko Kawamura, Karen Shiraishi, CV Tomoko Someya. The music production is handled by Hiroshi Takizawa. The page also shows an exhibition of Nochi's artwork from the previous Kita-e game held at the venue, and mentions a tie-in with a Bishoujo waiting image site. This looks like a promising new adventure in the popular series, expanding the scope beyond the original Dreamcast title. This page explores the racing game genre and unique merchandise. At the Tokyo International CG Image Festival TIGRAPH, Sega/Amusement Vision's Toshihiro Nagoshi discussed the evolution of racing games, including the upcoming F-Zero GCAC. New footage of the game was revealed, featuring intense visuals and supersonic speeds exceeding 1,000 km per hour. Nagoshi emphasized the importance of gameplay complementing the visuals. The article also spotlights Gundam-themed merchandise, specifically functional electric guitars modeled after iconic Mobile Suit weapons. These high-end instruments, costing 95,000 yen, include built-in sound effects triggered by a trigger mechanism. The article also mentions Gundamer.com for additional Gundam merchandise and the big collection figures. This page dives into a variety of gaming events and news from late 2002. Competitive gaming took center stage with national tournaments for Virtua Fighter, Guilty Gear X, and Armored Core 3. The Armored Core 3 event even sent top players to a tournament in Korea. We also see unique promotional events, like an Ultraman Fighting Evolution 2 demo, where Ultraman himself showed up to play against fans. On the software side, Castle of Shikigami for Xbox got a special limited edition release with 2 different cover arts. Nippon Ichi Software made a big statement in Akihabara, with a massive floor advertisement for Disgaea, Hour of Darkness. The page also touches on broader industry news, including the upcoming launch of PS2 online services in Europe and the box office success of the Resident Evil movie, plus news about a comprehensive Dragon Ball Z DVD release. It's a snapshot of diverse happenings in the gaming world at the time. The next page is packed with gaming events and promotions happening in late 2002. It starts with a campaign offering international travel prizes based on playing upcoming PlayStation 2 RPGs like Dark Cloud 2 and Shin Megami Tensei. Microsoft announced its Xbox Experience 2002 winter event, touring 5 major cities to showcase games, including Brinks and Chaojin, offering hands-on demos and free promotional items. Sega is hosting its Segawaku Game Party across Japan, focusing on titles like Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, PSO Episode In and 2, and Sonic Advance 2 for the Game Boy Advance. Players can experience demos, download special content like character variations, KO types are shown, and even take photos with Sonic and AI. There's also news about the CESA Game Awards, winning online RPG, Lineage, expanding its presence into net cafes across Japan, aiming to grow its player base significantly, drawing inspiration from the large user base in Korea. A screenshot of Lineage gameplay is featured. Finally, the page lists several upcoming events. These include card game tournaments, hobby festivals featuring items like Beyblades and figures, doujinshi conventions, and a lowrider car show that ties into the lowrider game. There's also mention of a Virtua Striker 2002 tournament happening in December. The page features images of characters like Blinks, Sonic, and various Chaos, alongside event photos and game screenshots. This page dives into the technical side and industry happenings. We kick off with Crin Middleware, the folks behind tech you've seen on your Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube startup screens like ADX, SoftDeck, and ROFs. This middleware makes it way easier for developers to port games across different hardware, including arcade boards like Chihiro and Triforce, and even Windows. Developers like WoW Entertainment, responsible for the upcoming House of the Dead 3 and Virtua Striker 2002, and Amusement Vision, working on Zero GCAC and Virtua Striker 2002, praise Chris Tools, especially ADX, for easing development and porting. Next up, there was a special event for the limited edition, the Tokyo Train Simulator Reel, where developer Tetsu Kono was present, drawing quite a crowd for the premium package, priced at 7,000 yen. For those who missed the Dragon Quest vs. Campaign event, you could still snag some cool developer art and signed illustrations by checking the official website. There's also a look at the PS Kids Station, a system aimed at kids with a pen-based controller for drawing and learning, with more software coming in December. Finally, the page includes the weekly Web News Access ranking, highlighting popular industry stories. This week's top items included news on Final Fantasy X2, a copyright lawsuit involving Playmore and Aruse, Ragnarok Online service details, the release of Piacaro 2 on Dreamcast, and the CISA Game Awards results, where Pikmin and others were recognized. This page kicks off with news on the anime adaptation of the popular manga AIDS, detailing that the voice recording sessions have wrapped up in Tokyo. A group photo of the voice cast is shown, and voice actress Saori Kumi, who plays Iori Yoshizuki, commented on capturing the essence of the original work for the DVD release. Next up, there's a campaign offering cool bonus DVD jackets and goods when you buy DVDs, including some charming chibi artwork. For fans of Shin Megami Tensei, there's exciting news about a special bonus DVD included with the first print run of Shin Megami Tensei, Two Eyes, Nocturne. The DVD reportedly contains interviews with the development team, including producer Koji Okada and creative director Kazuma Kaneko. The game's iconic box art is featured here. The page highlights multiple upcoming events. The Games Japan Festa in Osaka 2002 is happening, showcasing a wide array of upcoming titles like Tales of Destiny 2, Panzer Dragoon or TA, Unlimited Saga, and Shin Megami Tensei 9, along with an Automodelista racing competition and other stage events. Separately, the Micromouse 2002 robot competition is announced for Tokyo, featuring robot races and various related activities. Finally, the page provides a weekly summary of game industry news, touching on various events and announcements from late October to early November. It's also a note about the ongoing major lawsuit between Playmore and Aruse over intellectual property rights involving series like The King of Fighters. In spring 2003, a game creator school opened in Akihabara. Sega and Mizuno launched a quiz campaign with baseball-themed prizes, including Game Boy Advance consoles. Pre-ordering Tales of Destiny 2 on PS2 offered exclusive bonus items. An HMV event celebrated the upcoming Godzilla movie, featuring props and merchandise. Giveaways included a Breath of Fire vs. Dragon Quarter poster and Panzer Dragoon or Rita pin badges. The page also discussed recent stylish Xbox TV commercials in Japan, starring popular actors. Finally, Sony's game division reported increased revenue and profits, though with a revised forecast. This page features the bi-weekly data station, presenting the top 15 best-selling software titles across all platforms. The charts highlight strong sales, particularly noting the dominance of GBA and PS2 titles in this period. Leading the pack is Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland on GBA, a faithful remake that continues the series' legacy. Following closely is the incredibly popular Taiko Drum Master for PS2, which is noted as selling out its initial shipment of 100,000 units immediately, driving the drum rhythm game craze. The third spot goes to Tales of the World, Narikiri Dungeon 2 on GBA, demonstrating the portable platform's success. Other high-ranking titles include Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney on GBA, Dynasty Warriors 3, Stream Legends on PS2, and entries from the Simple 2000 series on PS. Classic franchises also feature prominently, with Super Mario Advance 3, Super Mario World, on GBA, and Star Fox Adventures on GameCube making appearances. The report also touches on hardware shipments for GBA, PS2, GameCube, and Xbox, showing GBA leading in this specific 2-week period. The bi-weekly data station presents its top 30 most anticipated titles, focusing on reader excitement rather than current sales. Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball for Xbox leads the list, praised for its camera perspective and near-release status. Sakura Wars, Atsuki Chishioni PS2, and Sakura Wars 5. So Long My Love PS2 holds strong at second and third respectively, with the former set for a February release. Tales of Destiny 2 PS2 is a highlighted pick-up soft title with a popular theme song. The Coming Soon section includes Welcome to Pia Carrot 2 Dreamcast, showcasing the platform's continued relevance. Hardy-Gurdy PS2 and Sega Dreamcast also garner attention. The full list spans PS2, Dreamcast, GameCube, Xbox, and GBA, with diverse genres represented, from RPGs like Star Ocean and Shin Megami Tensei to action and fighting games, reflecting a broad range of anticipated releases. This page is packed with data from the biweekly data station, focusing on what gamers are hoping to see next. The main section is dedicated to titles desired for porting, showing which games readers want to see on different platforms. We've got rankings for Dreamcast, GameCube, handhelds, PlayStation 2, and Xbox. It's interesting to see familiar favorites like the Sakura Wars series, Shenmue, and Knights appearing across multiple desired platforms, alongside powerhouses like Dead or Alive 3 and Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. Even visual novels like Utaware Rumono and RPGs like the Dragon Quest series are highly requested for new homes. There's a specific spotlight on the PS2 port announcement for Kita E, Diamond Dust, featuring the original creator and promising new characters, accompanied by an image of the game's anime style and scenery. Beyond ports, the page also ranks the top income-earning titles in the arcade scene. Two prominent games from this list are featured. World Club Champion Football holding the number 2 spot and showing strong performance with its tactical gameplay shown in a screenshot, and Sega Yonin Uchi Mahjong MJ at 7th place, noted as a hugely successful mahjong game utilizing player cards, with an image of its arcade cabinet and gameplay. It's clear there's a strong interest in both bringing beloved titles to new consoles and the vibrant arcade scene. The next page features the bi-weekly data station's comprehensive software release schedule. It covers release dates for games across multiple platforms, including Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, Nintendo GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and WonderSwan. The page also includes basic console information for Dreamcast and PlayStation 2, and notes that the online service for Net Tetris is nearing its end. This is a packed schedule giving players a look at upcoming titles across the gaming landscape. The next page continues the bi-weekly data station's look at upcoming software, moving beyond Dreamcast to cover titles for PlayStation 2, Nintendo GameCube, and the original PlayStation. This page features a detailed release schedule for these platforms. The PlayStation 2 section, the largest on the page, includes a long list of upcoming games with release dates, prices, and genres, covering a wide range of titles from action and RPGs to sports and simulations. Some notable games listed include sequels to major series like Gran Turismo 4, Final Fantasy X, and Resident Evil. Below the PlayStation 2 list is the Nintendo GameCube section. This provides core console information like its launch date and price, detailing the bundled items. The accompanying table lists GameCube releases, featuring titles such as Metroid Prime, Super Mario Sunshine, and Soul Calibur 2, alongside other diverse genres. An image of the GameCube console is also displayed. On the bottom left is the PlayStation section, also presenting console details including its long-past launch date and price, acknowledging its history. A table here lists later PlayStation releases, focusing on budget titles like the Simple 1500 series and various strategy and simulation games, showing the continued support for the aging console. An image of the original PlayStation is shown here. Overall, the page provides a comprehensive snapshot of the multi-platform release landscape in late 2002 and early 2003, offering players a look ahead at the wealth of titles coming to their consoles. This page continues the look at upcoming game releases, shifting focus to other major platforms available at the time. The top section is dedicated to the Xbox. It features an image of the console and notes about its standard model and a limited edition white Xbox. Intriguingly, it mentions the limited edition Xbox Panzer Dragoon or TA limited model was pre-sold exclusively through Sega Direct and completely sold out immediately upon release. A table provides a list of upcoming Xbox titles with their release dates, prices, and genres, including notable games like Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, Panzer Dragoon or Tata, Project Gotham Racing 2, and Halo 2, covering a mix of action, racing, RPGs, and sports genres. Below the Xbox section, the page highlights handheld consoles. The Game Boy Advance section shows the console and lists its launch details, price, and bundled items. A table follows, detailing upcoming GBA games, including popular titles such as Pokémon Sapphire and Ruby, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and various action, RPG, and sports games. Further down are sections for the Game Boy Color and WonderSwan Crystal/Color. Each shows images of the console or packaging and provides basic hardware information like launch dates and prices. Brief tables list upcoming software for these platforms as well. Volume 28 of Reader's Race presents a ranking of games based on reader votes over 2 years, using scores out of 10. Games scoring 9.0 or higher for 10 weeks earn the Reader's Choice title, and for 25 weeks, induction into the Hall of Fame. The ranking table features top titles like Sakura Wars 3, World Soccer Winning 11-6, Phantasy Star Online, Fire Emblem, The Binding Blade, and ICO. The page also highlights new contenders. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney Justice for All on GBA receives high praise, while powerful Pro Baseball 9 on GC is deemed solid. First Kiss Monogatari 2 on DC is noted for its emotional story. The page includes commentary on significant ranking shifts. This page continues the comprehensive, full hard odds chart B table from the previous page, detailing a long list of games with their rankings and scores from the Reader's Race. The main part of the page introduces several new game arrivals, with brief reviews and scores. Ape Escape 2 on PS2 is featured, with positive notes on its controls and diverse gameplay, including minigames. Tales of the World, Narikiri Dungeon 2 on GBA, impresses with its graphics and content for a handheld game, capturing the essence of the Tales series. The document of Metal Gear Solid 2 on PS2 is highlighted, seen by readers as an excellent bonus for fans. Star Fox Adventures on GameCube is reviewed, noting its action-packed combat. J-League Pro Soccer Club Wotsukuru Advance on GBA is presented as a simple soccer sim, but with fast loading times. Grandia 2 on PS2 is described as a series highlight, particularly for its story and characters. Lastly, the visual novel Koi Hoshi on PlayStation is featured, praised for its attractive graphics and characters. This page features an in-depth look at the visual novel Kimi ga Nozomu Aien, known internationally as Rumbling Hearts. The game is highlighted with impressive reader and editor scores, noting its release across multiple platforms, including a significant port to the Dreamcast that added new content, like an opening movie and song. The focus is on the game's theme of multiple love, and the emotional story centered around protagonist Takayuki and the complex relationships with Haruka and Mitsuki. A message from the developer, Alchemist, thanks players for the positive reception. A detailed review describes the game as a profound experience that explores conflicting feelings and the portrayal of human truth, comparing it to A Light in the Darkness. Reader comments echo this sentiment, emphasizing the game's emotional depth, strong graphics, and powerful music. The page also promotes related media, including a drama CD series and the soundtrack. On the right side, the All Hardware Reader's Race chart continues, listing games ranked by reader scores. This page features a spotlight on the highly regarded vertical scrolling shooter, Ikaruga, developed by Treasure. Known for its unique black and white polarity system, where players must switch their ship's attribute to absorb or deal double damage to enemies of the corresponding color, it's a game praised for its strategic depth and intense action. The article highlights its critical acclaim, showing an impressive reader average score of over 9, and a strong magazine review score. The feature discusses how Ikaruga builds on the legacy of classic treasure shooters, offering a deceptively simple system with complex enemy patterns and stunning visuals. It notes the Dreamcast port added extra features like a gallery and sound mode, solidifying its status as a top-tier title. Comments emphasize the challenging yet rewarding gameplay, the strategic necessity of mastering polarity switching and chain combos, and the overall polished presentation. While some readers wished for a more fleshed-out story, the consensus is that Ikaruga is a masterpiece of the genre. On the left side of the page, the All Hardware Reader's Race chart continues, listing more games ranked by reader voting across various platforms. The next page continues the All Hardware Reader's Race chart, showing reader-voted rankings for games across various systems, building upon the list from the previous page. The focus then shifts to explaining how readers can participate in the race by voting either via postcard or online through the GameSpot website, outlining the rules like voting for games released within the last 2 years and casting online votes once a week. 2 exciting reader contests are highlighted. A placement prediction game where participants guess the final ranking of Tales of Destiny 2, and an odds prediction game where they predict the reader average score for SD Gundam G Generation Neo. Correct or closest predictions win game software prizes. An editorial note mentions that Super Smash Bros. Melee is nearing Hall of Fame status in the reader's race based on its strong performance. It also points out the rising prominence of Xbox titles in the rankings, with Panzer Dragoon or Kenalata notably holding a high position. Finally, the page announces the winners of a lottery for readers who participated in the main reader's race vote, listing the names of the 10 lucky individuals receiving prizes. The all-game Dorimaga Gachinko Review section features game reviews released between November 9th and 21st. Reviews are scored on a scale of 1 to 10. Top-scoring pickup titles include Resident Evil 0, GameCube 8.75, and Super Robot Wars Original Generation, GBA 8.66. Full reviews are provided for 3 PS2 games. Breath of Fire v. Dragon Quarter, a series departure with a focus on story and the Soul system, received an average score of 7.5. Shin Contra, a return for the action series with challenging gameplay, earned 6.5. Thread Colors, Beyond Goodbye, an adventure game with a memory loss narrative, was praised for its characters and art style, scoring 7.0. A separate spotlight highlights Resident Evil 0, GameCube. This all-game Dorimaga Gachinko Review section features 4 games. Ingot 79, PS2, a gold mining sim, received a 7.0 for its comedic elements. Pop and Music 7, PS2, scored 7.33 for its large song list and beginner-friendly gameplay. Drift Champ, PS2, a racing game with adventure elements, earned a 5.66 due to mixed reception. Super Monkey Ball 2, GameCube, was praised for its party game fun, despite some difficulty, and scored a 7.66. Resident Evil 0, GameCube, received an 8.75 for its graphics and partner zapping system, considered a strong prequel that builds on the horror series. This page features the Dorimaga Gachinko Review section, covering 6 games across various platforms. First up are 2 games based on the Kinnikuman series for GameCube. Muscle Champion. Kinnikuto no Kessen is a party game adapting the unique sports challenges from the manga, receiving a 7.0 average score. Reviewers found the various competitive events fun, but noted some difficulty with the AI and controls. Kinnikuman Nisei. New Generation Choujins vs. Legendary Choujins is a fighting game that scored a 7.75. It was praised for accurately recreating character techniques and having responsive controls, although some wished for more character customization options. For the Xbox, Quantum Redshift, a futuristic racing game, earned a 6.0. It's described as a Wipeout follower but deemed somewhat generic, with uninspired course design, though it was noted as stress-free to control. On the Game Boy Advance, Contra Advance, the Alien Wars X scored 7.0. This title collects levels from previous Contra games, praised for offering 2 classic Contra experiences in one package, despite a high difficulty. The GBA Original Super Robot Wars Original Generation, a strategy RPG, received a high 8.66. Reviewers lauded its focus on original characters and mechs, streamlined systems perfect for portable play, and impressive battle animations. Finally, the Wonder Swan Color features Inuyasha, Kagome's Sengoku Omoi Nikki, an adventure game based on the anime, which scored 5.33. It suffered from random events and a lack of progression clarity, leaving reviewers feeling somewhat unsatisfied despite the potential. This page features guidebooks for 2 exciting titles. First up is the Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution Perfect Guide. This massive 400-page full-color book is an essential resource for mastering this incredible fighting game. It dives deep into strategies, offering detailed combo explanations using flowcharts, comprehensive command lists packed with crucial data on move properties and frame advantage, character breakdowns, and tactics for both versus battles and fighting the CPU. It even includes information related to the VF.net service, making it a complete package for any serious player looking to dominate in Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. Below that, we have the guidebook for J.League, Let's Make a Pro Soccer Club. Advance, the latest entry in the popular Saskatsuku series, making its debut on the Game Boy Advance. Titled The Winner's Bible, this 192-page guide aims to teach you everything needed to build the world's strongest club. It covers core game mechanics like system explanations, training methods, player ability understanding, and match tactics. The guidebook tackles key management questions, such as optimizing finances, prioritizing facility development, handling contract renewals, setting up effective training menus, determining team systems and styles, and using player selection to influence match outcomes. It also includes extensive data on over 250 J.League and original Japanese players for scouting. Both guides are highly acclaimed and currently available. The page also notes that the fastest game information can be found at the ZDNet GameSpot website. This page dives into the topic of broadband internet and its growing importance for gaming in the early 2000s, framed as the 118th Assault Investigation. It discusses how broadband adoption was gaining traction, noting that despite the general perception, over half of the magazine's readers had already adopted it, a figure higher than the national average at the time. A survey was conducted among readers regarding their internet connection, broadband usage, and reasons for not adopting it, with responses showing that satisfaction with current connections or perceived lack of necessity were common reasons for sticking with narrowband. The article highlights how different gaming platforms were embracing broadband connectivity. The PlayStation 2 had several online titles available, such as Final Fantasy Yushi and Everybody's Golf Online, with BB units obtainable via providers. The Xbox was preparing to launch its online service, Xbox Live, with beta tests underway and titles like Spike Out mentioned. The GameCube also had a BB adapter released, enabling online play primarily for Phantasy Star Online. Screenshots show gameplay from Everybody's Golf Online and Resident Evil Outbreak, referred to by its Japanese title, showcasing the online experiences possible. The page emphasizes the benefit of fixed-rate, 24-hour internet access for these games. There's also a list of collaborating internet providers for BB services. This page continues the discussion on broadband adoption, featuring an interview with Mr. Masanori Satake from Yahoo Japan about their Yahoo B-Flat service. Mr. Satake emphasizes that broadband is now essential, especially for gaming, and highlights the significant reduction in communication costs. He explains that the speed will continue to increase, and addresses common concerns like the Hikari Shuyu, fiber optic cabling, requirement for ADSL eligibility, explaining how their service can help overcome this. The interview also covers the ease of switching from ISDN, the ability to connect multiple devices like PC, Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, and Xbox simultaneously using a broadband router, and the possibility of keeping your existing email address when switching providers. Yahoo! B-Flat also provides content like movie distribution, showcasing a screenshot of a Gundam movie being offered. The page reinforces that cost reduction, speed increase, and always connectivity are major benefits of broadband. There's also a section calling for reader submissions for the Dreamcast Magazine Exploration Team column, and brief mentions of low-price software and the status of online gaming ambitions in the PC world. This page features the sixth and final round of the collaboration project between Raspberry and Dorimaga magazines, presenting their 2002 autumn collection of original telephone cards as an all-member service. This collection showcases exclusive new illustrations from popular games and visual novels of the time. You can acquire telephone cards featuring characters like Chuchu from AKA, Millie and Melty, Minamo Narukaze and Ayatsukishiro from Wind: A Breath of Heart, Yuio Asakura from Taisetsu na Uta, and Rufana from the upcoming Kokorona, Yami the librarian from Yami de Bushi to Hon no Tabito, and the ever-popular Komugi-chan from Nurse Witch Komugi-chan Magicarte. To get your hands on one of these, you needed to apply using a special form, selecting your desired card design from the showcased options, and sending in the required fee via postal money order. The application deadline was set for December 6, 2002. It was a great chance to get unique merchandise featuring favorite characters from these exciting titles. The next page continues the collaborative telephone card project from Raspberry and Dorimaga magazines, showcasing more exclusive illustrations for their 2002 autumn collection. This page highlights designs drawn from both popular video games and unique columns featured within the magazine itself. Fans could obtain cards featuring characters from major titles like the intense fighting game Guilty Gear X2, represented by a striking illustration of Ino, originally used for the magazine cover and soundtrack jacket. The tropical paradise of Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball is depicted with a lovely image of Kasumi, noted for her poignant expression. The charming, storybook-like art from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is also available, showing key characters alongside a formidable ice creature. Beyond these game titles, the collection includes illustrations derived from various artists and columns regularly featured in the magazine. These range from cute and whimsical scenes like girls enjoying autumn snacks or a K-tiered character flying on a leaf, to more fantasy-oriented artwork depicting a kitsune girl or characters riding a broomstick under a full moon. These illustrations represent the diverse artistic talent and content found within the magazine, offering fans a wide variety of styles and characters to choose from as part of this special seasonal collection. This page presents the final opportunity for readers to apply for the special 2003 Dorimaga Desk Calendar. Highly anticipated each year, this calendar features 12 months of exclusive, newly drawn illustrations, predominantly centered around popular video games. It comes in a durable PVC case and is available for the affordable price of just 400 yen. The cover art for the calendar is by Tatsuneko-sensei. Examples shown include a March illustration featuring characters from the beloved tactical series Sakura Wars, and an April spread showcasing the cast of the fighting game Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution. The lineup of other games expected to be featured includes titles like Limero Senkitan, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, a new illustration for Cyber Troopers Virtualon Marquez, Galaxy Angel, the crossover title Capcom Fighting All-Stars, Soul Calibur 2, and the tropical sports spin-off Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, alongside contributions from various magazine artists. This is highlighted as a calendar only available through this offer. The deadline to apply is November 15, 2002. This page features a special project by Dorimaga Magazine teaming up with a top idol, Minako Kotobuki, to conduct an interview about a hot topic new game. Minako Kotobuki, identified by her profile details, born May 27, 1985, from Tokyo, blood type AB, height 156 centimeters, BWH measurements 905,885, author of the photobook Miniful, and voice actress in the anime Whistle, is shown prominently. The feature focuses on her visit to Square, now Square Enix, to interview director Tetsuya Nomura about Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. The page includes imagery related to the game, including character cutouts of Sora, Donald, Goofy, Genie, Jack Skellington, and other Disney characters, as well as the game's logo and key art. The text highlights that this special feature delves into the development secrets heard from Nomura and the latest information, including the conversation between him and Minako Kotobuki, all presented across multiple pages. This page continues the special feature on Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, highlighting the interview between idol Minako Kotobuki and director Tetsuya Nomura. The page features the game's logo, key art of Sora holding a flag, a small screenshot of Sora, and a large photo of Tetsuya Nomura. The article discusses the game's success, having sold over 800,000 units, and its nature as an RPG featuring a grand lineup of Disney characters. The interview delves into development secrets and the newly added elements in the final mix version. Interview points covered include the origins of incorporating so many Disney characters, with Nomura mentioning it stemmed from a desire to make a high-action RPG and thinking about a world where characters stand out, coinciding with Disney approaching Square about a collaboration. He notes that initial checks from Disney were strict, but they gradually became more understanding. When asked if various Disney characters gather together, Nomura explains that the worlds are separated by character property, and the story involves traveling through these worlds in sequence. He highlights how Sora's appearance changes depending on the world, such as being able to fly in Peter Pan's Neverland, or adopting an Arabian style in Aladdin's Agrabah, mentioning he wished there had been time for more world-specific outfits. The page also includes Nomura's profile and a powerful quote from him. The game's basic release information is also present. An interview with Minako Kotobuki and director Tetsuya Nomura discusses Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. Minako praises Sora's design and playfully considers a Disneyland meeting, while Nomura reveals his ease with character faces but difficulty with clothing designs. The focus shifts to Final Mix's new content. Significant additions include characters from Final Fantasy V2, particularly Cloud Strife and Sephiroth, who engage in a dramatic battle. Difficulty levels have been added to be more accessible. The article highlights the intensity of the Cloud and Sephiroth encounter, showcasing screenshots of their battle, which was not included in the original overseas release. Nomura encourages everyone, including Minako, to experience the enhanced Final Mix. This page continues the coverage of Kingdom Hearts Final Mix. The main visual is a stunning illustration featuring the game's main characters, including Sora, Riku, Kairi, Donald Duck, and Goofy. The article highlights several key points about the final mix version. It notes that the game's visuals were created through a unique collaboration, with Tetsuya Nomura drawing the original characters and Disney artists handling the Disney characters, which were then refined by Nomura's team. Kingdom Hearts also received a Sega Game Award, a testament to its success. Nomura reflects on the honor and mentions his previous work on Final Fantasy X, which also won awards. He also discusses the extensive research into Disney required for the game, including visits to Walt Disney World. A major reveal is the appearance of the mysterious figure in the black coat, previously only seen in the original game's secret ending, now appearing as a formidable enemy in Final Mix. The powerful Neo Shadow Heartless is also confirmed as a new opponent. Furthermore, the game adds new story events focusing on Riku. These scenes aim to provide players with Riku's perspective during the events of the original game, detailing what he was doing and his thoughts on Sora. Nomura confirms that despite the mystery surrounding the black-coated man, there is a clear backstory for him. Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, as revealed by the development team, features design choices reflecting its Disney roots. Sora's attire subtly references Mickey Mouse, while Donald and Goofy's updated looks maintained color harmony. Director Tetsuya Nomura's influence is evident in the selection of Hikaru Utada for the theme song and the game's unconventional black packaging, intended to redefine Disney software aesthetics. New content includes additional heartless enemies like the Chimera and Pot Scorpion, along with new weapons, abilities, and the striking Diamond Dust Keyblade. A behind-the-scenes visit to the Square Development Studio showcased the team's enthusiasm and Disney-themed environment. The reporter, Minako Kohinata, was presented with a unique Sora sketch by Nomura, highlighting the positive atmosphere. This page features official guidebooks for two popular Game Boy Advance titles. First up is the official guide for Black Matrix Zero. This guide promises a complete walkthrough covering all scenarios, including battles, along with detailed maps to help players navigate the game world. It also provides extensive data on equipment, items, and character potential, aiming to be an indispensable resource for players delving into this RPG world, where choices between light and darkness seem to play a significant role. The guide is 2 pages long and is highlighted as currently on sale. Below that is the perfect guide for Super Robot Wars Star. This comprehensive guide aims to completely unravel the secrets of the game, covering everything about this tactical RPG's latest GBA installment. It even includes a useful cutout section with an ally pilot sortie timetable and a quick reference chart for spirit commands and special abilities. Featuring colorful artwork of the iconic mechs, this substantial guide is 288 pages long and is also available for purchase. Both guides are published by SoftBank Publishing, with contact and website information provided for ordering or inquiries. The page also advertises a link for fast game information. This page features an interview with Yoshinori Kitase, the head of Square's first development department, known for his long involvement with the Final Fantasy series. The article highlights Kitase's perspective on the series' roots and its future, particularly in the wake of Final Fantasy X winning the Sega Game Awards, Best Work, and the recent announcement of Final Fantasy X2. Kitase shares insights into his background, mentioning early influences like manga, movies such as Star Wars, and classic video games like Space Invaders and Super Mario Bros. He reflects on his path into the gaming industry, starting from his time studying film at university. The discussion delves into his approach to developing sequels, emphasized by the prominent headline about making them fair and square. The page includes a large visual of Yuna from Final Fantasy X2, showcasing the game's distinct style. A smaller section notes that the first development department, responsible for titles like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy X2, carries the drana of Square's masterpieces, with staff from the Final Fantasy V2 era still involved. The article provides a glimpse into the mind of a key creative force behind one of gaming's most iconic RPG franchises. This page continues the interview with Yoshinori Kitase, head of Square's first development department, diving deeper into his career and creative process. Kitase discusses his path into game development, influenced heavily by film, and initially joining Square without prior game industry experience. He reflects on playing early Final Fantasy titles before his interview and being impressed by their cinematic direction. Kitase shares anecdotes about his early projects, including working on titles like Final Fantasy Adventure, released as Mystic Quest in some regions, and being involved with other Super Famicom hits such as Romancing Saga and Final Fantasy Versus. A key point highlighted is the significant debate within Square regarding the visual direction for Final Fantasy V2, specifically the decision whether to pursue 2D or 3D graphics, a pivotal moment for the series. The page features a large photo of Kitase and smaller panels showcasing screenshots from games related to his history, including Final Fantasy Adventure on Game Boy, Romancing Saga and Final Fantasy Versus on Super Famicom, and the groundbreaking Final Fantasy V2 on PlayStation. These images serve as visual markers for the evolution of Square's RPGs and Kitase's role within that history. He emphasizes his focus on direct, impactful development rather than taking a curveball approach, reflecting his philosophy on creating memorable gaming experiences. Yoshinori Kitase discusses the evolution of the Final Fantasy series. He reflects on the transition to 3D graphics, inspired by early PC games, as enabling richer storytelling. The creation of Final Fantasy X2, considered a full sequel, benefited from the foundation of Final Fantasy X. The interview hints at the possibility of a Final Fantasy V22, with interest from the development team, though no plans are concrete. Kitase highlights the first development department's role in carrying the legacy of the original team, striving for impactful experiences. The page features screenshots showcasing the series' graphical advancements, illustrating the evolution from early 3D to the PlayStation 2 era. The next page shows a girl in a school uniform, collapsed asleep face first onto a plate of spaghetti, still clutching an Xbox controller, and wearing a gaming headset. The main text reads, "Met someone for the first time, and went on an adventure all night." A speech bubble nearby exclaims, "Wow, it's a dragon! Wake up!" This image captures the intense and sometimes overwhelming nature of online gaming, depicting a player so engrossed in adventuring with a new acquaintance that they've gamed through the night, ignoring food and succumbing to exhaustion mid-game. It highlights the social connection and immersive worlds found in online multiplayer experiences, where the call of an in-game dragon can be more pressing than basic needs, even if the body finally gives out. This page is an exciting advertisement, announcing the launch of Xbox Live in Japan, emphasizing the core appeal of online gaming. Facing human opponents makes the experience truly interesting. It proudly declares that online games using voice chat will commence on January 16, 2003. The image showcases the Xbox Live Starter Kit, featuring key titles like the highly popular network RPG, Phantasy Star Online Episode Is and 2, known for its deep social elements and cooperative play. Also highlighted is Brain Battle Live, offering online versions of classic board games such as Mahjong, Go, Shogi, and Reversi, noting that voice chat makes these strategic battles feel like you're playing in person. The kit includes the essential voice communicator headset. A major draw is the price, 6,800 yen, which includes 12 months of the basic service fee, though Phantasy Star Online requires a separate monthly server fee. The page also lists various internet providers supporting the launch, and directs users to the official website for more information. This clearly positions Xbox Live as a platform for engaging, voice-connected online play, building on the themes of connection and immersion seen on the previous page. Despite Sega's announcement to halt Dreamcast production, new software continues to be released, sparking speculation about a potential revival. While the console sold around 2.8 million units domestically, this article explores the persistence of Dreamcast development in a difficult market. It examines sales figures alongside competitors like the GameCube and PS2. The key lies in the third-party publishers who maintain licenses, who find Dreamcast development appealing. Technical expertise, shorter development cycles, lower costs, and higher profitability per unit make this continued support viable, with titles like Mobile Suit Gundam and King of Fighters still being released. Sega acknowledges that new releases are declining, without explicitly stating a definitive end. This suggests that the continued support from developers might be the key to an ongoing legacy, though perhaps not a full-blown revival. This page features interviews with several third-party developers who are still supporting the Dreamcast, asking about the status of their planned titles and their perspective on the market. Developers like Takuyo, Shinyu Planning, Alchemist, Arvale, Princess Soft, Fujicom, and Playmore share their thoughts. Some express confidence in their ongoing development, while others acknowledge the challenges of the current market but remain committed to releasing their planned games. The page also includes a table listing upcoming releases, providing details like tentative release dates, game titles, developers, genres, prices, and the stated probability of release. This table visually demonstrates the continued, albeit limited, flow of new software. Additionally, there's a section highlighting a project, a user request campaign led by Sega's Mr. Takezaki, where fans can vote for Dreamcast games they want to see released or re-released, indicating a direct engagement with the passionate user base. The page includes small character art from various games, and a photo of Mr. Takezaki discussing the project. The overall tone reflects a determined effort by both developers and Sega to keep the Dreamcast alive through software, even after the console's production has ended. This page dives into the current state of the Dreamcast software market, following up on the previous discussion about keeping the system alive. It includes an overview of recent sales trends and features interviews with 3 key developers who are still actively supporting the console: Treasure, Fog, and Kid. The page presents a look at sales figures for recent releases, showing that titles like Treasure's legendary arcade shooter Ikaruga and various dating sim games have seen some level of success, indicating a dedicated core user base. While the overall volume may not be massive, these sales demonstrate continued demand. Interviews highlight the developers' perspectives. Treasure expresses satisfaction with Ikaruga's performance on the Dreamcast. Fog is committed to releasing their next title, likely part of the Missing Parts series, as long as manufacturing is possible, showing their dedication to their fans. Kid discusses their recent successful releases such as Ever 17, The Out of Infinity, and Bokura no Natsu, and confirms that while future releases are uncertain, the strong passion from Dreamcast users makes them consider further development. Overall, the page paints a picture of a niche but resilient market, driven by enthusiastic developers and a loyal player base hungry for new experiences on the Dreamcast. The developers clearly feel a strong connection to these core fans. This page builds upon the discussion of the Dreamcast's continued life, featuring a major announcement. The next issue of Dorimaga will reveal 2 brand new Dreamcast titles. The page includes an interview with Toshio Tabata, chief producer at NEC Interchannel, a company still actively developing for the system. Tabata discusses NEC Interchannel's commitment to the Dreamcast, despite the changing market landscape. He highlights that while the overall market is shrinking, the Dreamcast user base remains dedicated. The Attack Target section delves into the possibility of a Dreamcast release for Rune Jade, a game developed for the PlayStation 2. The article examines the sales performance of previous titles like Rune Jade No. 203 and Switch, suggesting a potential market for Rune Jade on Dreamcast, although challenges like data size on the GreenDROM format are noted. An illustration and a screenshot from Rune Jade are shown, underscoring the focus on this potential project. The numerous testimonies gathered suggest strong fan interest and the possibility of bringing this title to the Dreamcast faithful. This article explores the possibility of a Dreamcast revival by examining the feasibility of porting modern arcade and console titles. It questions why games like The House of the Dead 3, originally on Xbox, and the Chihiro arcade board didn't come to Dreamcast, with Sega staff discussing technical challenges and the value of the home version, including older games. The article also considers porting Naomi board games, particularly Pochi Ninya, with developer Masamitsu Nitani noting that porting from Naomi to Dreamcast is complex and reliant on Sega's and user demand. A comic strip humorously portrays the Dreamcast situation. The article concludes by hinting at quite realistic possibilities for the Dreamcast future, teasing new hardware ideas and a significant reveal in the next issue. This page announces the highly anticipated PS2 remake of the original Sakura Wars, titled Sakura Taisen Atsuki Chishioni. Set for release in February 2003, this marks the series' debut on the PlayStation 2. The big news featured is the reveal of the detailed maps for the Grand Imperial Theater, showcasing various locations across the second floor, first floor, and basement, including the lobby, theater hall, character barracks, workshops, and more, giving fans a glimpse into the game's world. A major highlight is the confirmation of the limited edition bonus, a physical replica of the pocket watch used by the protagonist, Ogami, in the game, which developer Mr. Terasada of Overworks discusses as a fun item tied into the game's story. The standard first print run will also include a bonus DVD. The development is stated to be progressing well, and this page provides a solid look at what players can expect from this exciting remake. This page dives deep into the crucial Lips interactive system featured in the Sakura Wars PS2 remake. It explains how player choices and reactions using the Lips system directly impact character trust and love levels, ultimately shaping the story's progression. The article highlights several variations of the Lips system used in the game. There's analog Lips, where the strength of your emotional response is conveyed by how you tilt the analog stick. A new addition is Action Lips, requiring players to quickly press buttons following on-screen prompts. Successful execution here significantly boosts trust. Double Lips presents the challenge of completing multiple timed choices. Combat Lips brings the system into battles, with responses potentially affecting real-time combat strength. Finally, Timing Lips introduces dynamic choices that change as the time limit counts down. The page also includes a special interview with key figures from the original Sakura Wars planning phase, Uji Hiroi and Naoki Morita. They share secret stories about the project's early development, revealing that the initial concept was closer to a school club setting. They also discuss the origins and evolution of characters like Sakura Shinguchi, Kana Kirishima, originally planned as the protagonist's rival, and Maria Tachibana, detailing how these beloved characters came to be. This page delves into the combat system of Sakura Wars. Hot-blooded, highlighting how character reliability, or Shinraido, significantly impacts battlefield performance. While the adventure segments build trust, it's emphasized that reliability also changes dynamically during combat. When a character's durability drops to 0, they withdraw from battle, causing a major decrease in reliability and affection. To prevent this, using recovery items, Iris's special attack, or the cover command is crucial. The cover command is a special ability exclusive to Shinjiro Taiga, the protagonist. By selecting an ally, Shinjiro will automatically intercept attacks directed at them, potentially negating damage and increasing reliability. It's a vital skill for navigating tough battles. The page also notes that character reliability influences subtle combat animations and reactions. High reliability leads to enthusiastic reactions, while low reliability results in colder responses. Finally, there is an interview with Toshiichi Iwai, who was involved in the original project planning and directed the Game Boy Color Sakura Wars title. The interview discusses the development process, character origins, including how Iris came to be, and the balance of characters in Sakura Wars 1 versus later entries. It teases significant changes and surprises in Hot-Blooded compared to the original game. This page features Welcome to Pia Carrot 2 for the Dreamcast. This title is based on the popular PC game and serves as an accessible version focusing on the 2-disc from the previous 2.5 release. It's positioned as a lead-up to the upcoming 3 and includes an original drama CD from the heroines of 3. The game puts you in the shoes of a protagonist working a summer job at the Pia Carrot family restaurant's second branch on Nakamai Street. It follows the protagonist's interactions and developing romance with the various unique girls working there or frequenting the restaurant. Gameplay involves managing your schedule and job duties, waiter or chef, which influences your character's parameters and affects how you interact with the girls. The page highlights the various happenings you'll encounter, from arguments with fellow employee Azusa to dealing with strange customers and lost children. It emphasizes that overcoming these challenges together with the heroines will lead to wonderful memories. A character profile is included for Tomomi Aizawa, describing her as appearing from the 2 anime version, known for her trademark twin tails. The page also teases that her middle school episodes will appear. Furthermore, it mentions that the accompanying original drama CD features the heroines of Pia 3 and will offer a sneak peek into that upcoming title. The setting for Pia 3 is also briefly mentioned as the 4th branch located on Byaku Beach Street, featuring a tropical atmosphere and popular refreshing uniforms. Hurdy-Gurdy on PlayStation 2 is a unique action-adventure game centered around herding adorable animals called dorps into pens. Players, as Gurdy, son of a renowned herder, must overcome the challenge of guiding these creatures, each with their own personalities, into designated areas to progress. The game features a puzzle element, as animals don't always follow directions. The island also houses gromps, predatory creatures that threaten the dorps. Players must strategically lure gromps into their own pens, adding a layer of tactical gameplay. Skirty is equipped with tools like the herding staff, magic flute, and magic horn to assist with herding and dispersal. The game promises a charming world with engaging challenges that blend herding mechanics with strategic predator avoidance. This page focuses on the PlayStation 2 fighting game Guilty Gear XX The Midnight Carnival. The page announces that the game, based on the arcade version, is coming to PS2, with a release date of December 12th. Excitingly, the fan-favorite characters Cliff Undersmaran and Justice are confirmed to return, having previously appeared in Guilty Gear X+. The text confirms they will be adapted for the Guilty Gear XX system with new techniques. A character profile is featured for Cliff Undersun, showcasing his impressive Zessen sword and describing his fighting style. Cliff is portrayed as a veteran warrior, known as the Silver Old Man, who uses his massive sword and ki techniques. Screenshots demonstrate his powerful attacks and gameplay, including aerial throws and burst maneuvers, confirming the core Guilty Gear XX mechanics are present. The text emphasizes his powerful, large sword style. The page conveys anticipation for the PS2 release, and the inclusion of these iconic characters. This page continues the coverage of Guilty Gear XX The Midnight Carnival on PlayStation 2, focusing on the return of the formidable Gear, Justice, alongside Cliff as the two highly anticipated comeback characters. The large illustration depicts Justice in all its mechanical might. The text provides a character profile, detailing Justice's history as the ultimate gear and its immense power, describing it as a fearsome battle machine, combining speed and power. Screenshots illustrate Justice's impactful presence and attacks in the game, reinforcing the idea that it is a destructive force. Below the main Justice feature, the page introduces 4 new characters, making their debut in Guilty Gear XX, and their flashy special moves. These are Bridget's, known for her unique yo-yo-based attacks like Roger Rush and Kickstart My Heart; Zappa, who utilizes spirits and summons entities like the 3 Moths in his special moves such as Hello There;
Slayer, a stylish fighter with powerful moves like Mappa Punch and Dead on Time; and Eno, a musician witch with sonic attacks like the Hand That Points to the Great Tree and Fortissimo. The screenshots highlight the distinct fighting styles and visual flair of these exciting new additions to the roster. This page features a special report on the PlayStation 2 adventure game Thread Colors. The main focus is on the game's premise, described as a slightly sad autumn story of 5 heroines. The protagonist suffers from memory loss due to an incident in their childhood and interacts with 5 heroines and others to try and regain something important. The story is said to dramatically depict the relationships and fate of the characters. The page highlights key details about the game, including its release on November 14th, its price, 12,800 yen for a limited first press box, and 6,800 yen for the standard edition, and that it is published by D3 Publisher. The limited edition is notable for including bonus items like a mini-album of theme/insert songs, the soundtrack, a system notebook, and a figure of the character Yuma Motomizuka. A character profile for Yuma Motomizuka is included, describing her as a third-year high school student, the protagonist's classmate, and childhood friend. She is cheerful and energetic, supporting the protagonist. Illustrations show several of the heroines, and a screenshot of the game interface with dialogue.
This page details additional characters from the PlayStation 2 game Thread Colors Beyond Goodbye. It profiles 4 heroines and a supporting character. Tuma Mio, the protagonist's 12-year-old cousin, is a nurturing presence.
Nomiya Kaede, a first-year high school student and Yuma's sister, is energetic and competitive. Kuyu Mitsuba, an adult woman, projects a gentle aura and is depicted in both lab coats and casual wear. Kusanagi Tsubasa appears as both a heroine and a supporting character. The heroine is a shy first-year student at the protagonist's school. The supporting Kusanagi Tsubasa is a doctor and counselor, guiding the memory loss-afflicted protagonist. Illustrations and screenshots accompany each character profile. This page delves into the PS2 title Taisho Ibunroku, developed by Gust. It highlights the game's premise, focusing on the 5 protagonists who forge contracts with Mononoke, supernatural beings, and plunge into the battles of the Hyaki Yaku. The page emphasizes how the story branches, depending on which of the 5 main characters you choose, each having their own unique reasons for fighting. Here are character profiles and descriptions. We see Kamui Shunsuke, whose reason for fighting is to avenge his teacher, and Suzune, motivated to protect the land she lives on. Another character shown is Yakumo, stating his purpose is to hold the Kama and save his mother. The game structure includes a cycle where, after periods of strengthening your party and gathering information, a major battle called the Hyaki Yaku takes place every 15 days. Winning these battles is key to progressing the story and obtaining the celestial Kama, which grants mysterious power. The page also introduces some of the Mononoke companions who fight alongside the protagonists, including Nekomata, Kirin, and Keegan. This looks like a fascinating Japanese-style fantasy RPG with a unique premise. This page continues the exploration of the PS2 title Taisho Mononoke Ibunroku.
It introduces the remaining two protagonists and their compelling reasons for joining the fight. Manao Shiki participates to learn the secret of her birth, questioning her past memories, while Inutsueha joins almost accidentally, seemingly just to test her own power. The page details the core combat system, which is a 5 vs 5 team battle focusing on strategy. The player character acts as the leader and can only damage the enemy leader by defeating their supporting Mononoke. Mononoke can revive, making direct brute force less effective, emphasizing the importance of strategy and character coordination.
Formations also play a significant role.
Further mechanics are highlighted, including leader-exclusive spiritual techniques that consume spiritual power for various effects, and Mononoke power-ups through a transformation ritual that either changes their class or boosts their original abilities, both requiring experience. The journey isn't just about the main quest. Players will also encounter the other potential protagonists as rivals in the pursuit of the celestial Kama. A small section notes Suzune's fondness for sweets, like Shiratama Anmitsu and black tea, implying her visits to sweet shops. The game appears to offer a deep strategic RPG experience with a unique blend of character-driven story and tactical combat. This page dives into the Xbox title Dead or Alive Stream Volleyball, specifically highlighting its unique gravure system. It's essentially a photo mode where players can freely control the camera, zooming in and out to capture the characters in various poses. The focus here is on Kasumi, shown lounging on the beach in a stylish bikini, demonstrating some flexible stretching poses. Team Ninja discusses how this feature was designed to offer the best possible views of the characters. Director Tomonobu Itagaki is quoted, explaining that they decided to give players camera control because it's crucial to the mode's enjoyment. He also reveals how to access specific gravure scenes by visiting a certain location alone at a specific time of day. To see the same scene again, you have to return on a different day but at the same time and place. Itagaki adds that part of the fun lies in the challenge and the fact that you can't simply save the moments permanently. The page confirms key details about the game, noting its release date in December, its price, and genre as sports action. It supports 12 players, uses a single DV-ROM, requires a hard disk, and supports HD TV and widescreen displays. This report from the official Tecmo Team Ninja Corner gives a great look at a defining feature of the game. This page continues showcasing the gravure system in Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, following up on the previous feature. This time, it focuses on Lisa's unmotivated exercise and Kasumi's lovely exercise, both playfully named by director Itagaki. The top section displays Lisa performing a series of relaxing stretches on the beach. Below, the page highlights Kasumi's routine, specifically her standing hip stretches involving body twists. Described as spreading a gentle, lovely feeling, Kasumi's poses are presented in a film strip sequence, demonstrating various stretches and dynamic movements. The text notes that watching her exercises makes you feel like she has accomplished something. This section further illustrates the range of character poses and expressive movements captured within the game's detailed photo mode. This page continues the deep dive into Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, showcasing more details of the gravure system. The top section features Lisa performing what's playfully described as unmotivated exercise near the pool, with various screenshots highlighting different camera angles the player can use. The text points out the relaxed, somewhat lethargic nature of her stretches, contrasting with the previous page's focus on Kasumi. Below this, the page delves into the camera functionality within the gravure system, confirming that players can switch between 3 distinct camera views while it's active. Director Itagaki is quoted confirming that the freedom offered by this system is significantly higher than in Dead or Alive 3. He also touches on the game's saving mechanism, noting that changes are saved instantly, so players can't easily undo certain moments. The interview emphasizes the freedom players have to enjoy the system and the game at their own pace. Finally, a zoom section highlights the ability to get close-up views of the characters, demonstrating the level of detail in things like bikini patterns. The content creator expresses excitement about being able to appreciate these details at home, hinting at more features to come. Overall, the page reinforces the depth and interactive nature of the gravure system, and the attention to detail in the character models and animations. Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball introduces a massive swimwear update with over 100 designs and color variations. New additions include the Tankini for Tina and Hitomi, featuring tropical styles, and the Kentaro-type bikini, a belly-wrap design with a palm tree motif, modeled by Tina. The magazine's favorite is Lisa's silver tube-top bikini with a detailed, low-rise bottom. The article also highlights the game's improved visual detail, with swimsuit appearance changing based on camera angles. Elegant one-piece swimsuits are previewed, including designs for Helena and Kasumi, who also wears a Stars and Stripes bikini. Hitomi is featured in a striped bikini, and the director's reaction to the model's expressions is mentioned. This page provides an exciting look at Panzer Dragoon, or PETA for Xbox, focusing on the game's unique world and its inhabitants. A major theme explored is the aggressive, mutated creatures that populate the environment. The page introduces a character named Mobo and his group, known as the Bug Chasers, or Worm Riders, who are highlighted as the only people capable of coexisting with and even taming these powerful mutated species, such as the impressive flying worm. Details are also given on other dangerous creatures like the venomous Sham and the camouflage specialist Putu. A significant feature discussed is the Pandora Box, a mode allowing players to unlock and view movies from previous Panzer Dragoon series titles, celebrating the legacy of the franchise within Orta. The page confirms the game's genre as a dramatic shooting game and its publisher as Sega/Smilebit for the Xbox platform. This page explores the diverse and aggressive mutated life forms of Panzer Dragoon, or Keta. The text details creatures adapted to various environments, including glacial regions, rivers, deserts, and snowy plains. Giant, crushing Pusabubo and aggressive Didi walkers inhabit the glaciers. Aquatic Rokiupple must leap from water to breathe. A hardy Echimetal, a Goliath subspecies, thrives in snowy plains. The butterfly-like Yarva indicates water sources. Deserts and grasslands host the challenging, trophy-worthy Batoon. The Uramasayan, hidden in snowy plains, awakens combat instincts when threatened. Finally, the Mui series includes diverse floating types, like the Mui Mui, Yond Mui, and Wantam Mui, showcasing the game's dangerous and varied ecosystem. This page gives us a special report on Pro Yaku Team Otsukuru 2 for the PlayStation 2. The focus here is clearly on recreating the drama and excitement of the 2002 Japan series, specifically the matchup between the Yomiuri Giants and the Seibu Lions, which the Giants famously swept for Warani. The article highlights the game's realism, noting how the players are depicted in detail, right down to their expressions and aging features. It delves into key aspects of the game, including the importance of managerial decisions and the ability to step in during crucial moments. Screenshots showcase specific player matchups and memorable moments from the series, such as the showdown between the Giants' Hideki Matsui and the Lions' Daisuke Matsuzaka, or the power display from Alex Cabrera. This sports simulation game from Sega/Smilebit promises an immersive experience, allowing fans to relive or even rewrite the outcomes of intense baseball battles. The reviewer seems impressed by the detail and the potential for recreating thrilling game situations. Pro Yaku Team Otsukuru 2 for PlayStation 2 lets players build their own baseball empire. The guide outlines the initial steps: choosing a base team, existing or original, customizing team identity, city, uniforms, recruiting personnel, rookies, staff, and editing the team by signing players within a budget. You can even create custom players. The game features Resurrected Ob Legend, highlighting classic players like Boomer Wells and Ralph Bryant. Screenshots demonstrate the game's menus and customization options, promising a deep and engaging team-building experience. This page gives us a sneak peek at the PlayStation 2 version of Romania No. 203, featuring significantly more scenarios than the previous game. A major highlight is the ability to observe the private life of the new main character, Kako Koizumi, a college student. The article notes that delving into Kako's scenarios requires clearing those focused on Neji, the returning character. It seems Kako is quite popular, and the page specifically teases her appearance in Neji's room, possibly due to Neji's psychic abilities. Screenshots show Neji's messy room and a scene of Kako playing a keyboard, suggesting her musical interests. The page also features a segment on Pico Catch, a mini-game that was originally cut but is included in the PS2 version and playable on a special website for Romania fans. Finally, there's a news blurb announcing the release of Sarani Poji's second album, One Room Survival, on November 21st. The album is produced by Yoshihiro Fukutomi and promises the band's unique, cute, and mysterious world, also including remixes from their first album. This page features a special report on Breath of Fire V,
Dragon Quarter, the latest entry in the long-running RPG series, arriving on PlayStation 2. The article highlights a significant departure for the franchise, setting the story in a vast, deep underground city instead of the traditional fantasy world. The narrative begins in the grim, stratified society of the subterranean world, exploring darker themes of human ego and desire. The main characters are Ryu, a young ranger with a hidden connection to dragons, noted by his load ratio of 1/8192, and Nina, a mysterious girl found deep underground who has lost her memory. The world is policed by the Rangers, a hierarchical organization maintaining order, while an opposing force known as Trinity, an anti-government group, stands against them. Lin is introduced as a capable female fighter from Trinity, tasked with protecting Nina, bringing her into conflict with Ryu. The game utilizes a unique quarter-view perspective, and the article teases the mystery surrounding Ryu's latent dragon power and the relationship between dragons and humans in this new setting. It's presented as a PS2 RPG nearing its release. Breath of Fire v. Dragon Quarter's Scenario Overlay Soul system redefines RPGs by making replayability central. The Soul system adds new events and scenes to the narrative on subsequent playthroughs, marked on screen. These additions reveal deeper story elements and character motivations, like Bosch's hidden ambition. The game actively encourages replays and retries, incentivized by inherited items, money, and skills after a game over or clear. Soul content also impacts reused ratio, unlocking new areas and events, rewarding persistent players. This innovative approach fundamentally changes the RPG experience, providing a richer, more nuanced understanding of the game world through repeated play. This page dives deep into the battle systems of Breath of Fire v. Dragon Quarter. It introduces the Positive Encounter and Tactics system, or PETS, which replaces random encounters with visible enemies on the map. This allows players to gain a tactical advantage before battle starts, perhaps by using items to damage or poison foes, or even luring them into traps. Actively engaging an enemy using PETS grants a preemptive strike. The other crucial system is the Active Point System, or APS. Unlike traditional RPGs with fixed turns, APS uses a pool of points for actions like moving and attacking, allowing for flexible strategy each turn, even carrying over points. Combat skills are central, divided into levels that consume varying amounts of AP. Chaining different skills together triggers combo attacks, significantly boosting damage. Characters like Nina and Carolyn have distinct combat styles, with Erilyn particularly effective at ranged attacks. Finally, the page covers Ryu's unique power, the dragonized form. This transformation grants immense power, but comes with a severe drawback. It increases the D-counter. Reaching 100% D-counter results in Ryu's destruction, a high-stakes mechanic directly linked to the game's core themes and replay incentive. This page introduces the PlayStation 2 game, Assault Army Men. Known internationally for its unique premise, this title brings the battles of green plastic army men to everyday locations like kitchens, gardens, and children's rooms. Despite the miniature scale, the game promises intense strategic combat. Players command the Plastique Army, led by Colonel Plastro, engaging in what's called the smallest operation in history. The gameplay involves leading infantry, tanks, and even helicopters into battle against the enemy Tan army. A key element is gathering resources like plastic and batteries on the battlefield, which are essential for producing new units at your barracks. The page highlights the variety of units available and the importance of strategy in deploying them. It emphasizes that while they are toy soldiers, the combat is serious and requires careful planning. This game captures the imaginative appeal of playing with toy soldiers while layering on strategic simulation elements. This page dives deeper into the PlayStation 2 title, Assault Army Men, highlighting what makes it a fun and engaging game. The main title, Something's Wrong on the Battlefield, sets the tone for the miniature-scale conflict. As an action simulation game, it captures the fun of playing war in a miniature world. The core loop involves acting as a commander, completing missions by building and upgrading your headquarters to produce better weapons, and ultimately, destroying the enemy base. The game emphasizes the satisfaction derived from both creating your forces and destroying the enemies. A particularly interesting aspect is the inclusion of scenes that movie fans will appreciate, with clear references woven into the gameplay and missions, including a mission titled Full Plastic Jacket, a clever nod to a classic war film. Progress is tied to earning medals by meeting specific mission conditions,
Collecting these medals is key to unlocking pathways to new battlefields and challenges, encouraging players to replay missions to achieve all objectives. Finally, the page focuses on the characters, emphasizing the drama of the men on the battlefield. The main character, Sarge, and his supporting squad members like Scorch, Rookie, and Hoover, each with their own roles such as flamethrower specialist or demolitions expert, are central to the story, adding a narrative layer to the strategic combat. Tomac, Save the Earth Love Story for PS2, is a unique love simulation where players nurture Evian, a goddess of love in the form of a head, to prove true love's existence and save the Earth. The PS2 version refines visuals and presents a more traditional love game experience. Key characters include Evian, Jealous Dezawa, Morning Sunshine, Bastille, and human friends like Manami, Ayano, and Izumi. Gameplay is turn-based, involving 10 commands to influence Evian's parameters, from talking and eating to unusual actions like drinking and eye exercises. Players manage the protagonist's work to earn money for items. Monthly reports track progress, allowing strategic adjustments. Despite its bizarre premise, the game offers a surprisingly detailed and engaging simulation. This page is dedicated to the Dorimaga Coliseum, a reader interaction feature filled with personality and feedback. The main section, Speaking to the Two, features the magazine's characters, Ruru and Waru, answering reader submissions. They discuss everything from their excitement on magazine release day, comparing it to an addiction, to personal details like Ruru's profile, which humorously describes her as a cruel girl. They also reference classic games, mentioning Kung Fu Master and themes from X-File. Another section, Cheers from Celebrities, includes messages or art from figures likely associated with major fighting games, referencing the popular series Tekken and Guilty Gear. There's also a feature celebrating Inoue Naomi, a personality active within the magazine, showcasing her connection to the content. Overall, this page serves as a lively hub for reader engagement, showcasing magazine personalities and receiving input from notable figures in the gaming world. This page continues the Dorimaga Coliseum, the magazine's reader-driven feature. The main focus here is the Illustrations Straight Punch section, showcasing reader-submitted artwork. The page is filled with various illustrations of characters, many from games, accompanied by comments from the editorial team. Readers have submitted drawings featuring characters from games like Ever 17, Tales of Destiny 2, Panzer Dragoon or Comet, Phantasy Star Online, and Valkyrie Profile, alongside original creations and even characters from popular culture like Spider-Man. The commentary ranges from praising the technical skill and style of the art to making humorous observations related to the drawings or the games depicted. There are references to inside jokes, like the desire to talk to seamen on 2 monitors, and nods to classic Japanese TV catchphrases. The page also briefly lists the other reader participation corners featured in the magazine. At the bottom, the Unconfirmed Information Bureau provides short, cryptic notes and rumors, mentioning titles like Sakura Wars and Dead or Alive, including a humorous comment about Dead or Alive characters potentially trying synchronized swimming. This page highlights the active and creative community surrounding the magazine and the diverse interests of its readers. This page continues the Dorimaga Coliseum reader feature, focusing on creative submissions beyond illustrations. The main section, Komanga no Tatsujin, Manga Master, showcases reader-submitted 4-panel manga strips. These strips often feature humorous takes on games or everyday life, sometimes incorporating familiar characters like a Doraemon-esque figure, or characters resembling those from Persona 2. The captions and dialogue add to the comedic effect, with readers from various prefectures like Okayama and Aichi contributing their work. Below this is the Game Fusion Transformation section, where readers propose imaginative combinations of 2 existing game titles. Examples include merging 2121 and Doraemon to create 21 Emon, a real manga anime, combining Puyo Puyo and Bomberman Jetters into Puyo Puyo Jaman, or a humorous take on Okusama wa Joshi Kusei, and Project FIFA World Cup becoming Okusama WAF Cup. Other fusions include Mach Rider and Punch-Out, resulting in Mach Punch, and Golden Sun, with Angel Present becoming Golden Angel. These ideas highlight the reader's playful creativity in thinking about new game concepts. The page also features a small section titled New Stuff I Hate, listing humorous pet peeves related to gaming or other topics, like Phantasy Star Online or Orochi. Overall, the page demonstrates the lively and humorous engagement of the readers with the magazine and the gaming world.
This page continues the reader-submitted content feature, starting with the brain conversion section, showing humorous game title fusions, primarily relying on puns. The main focus is a large tribute to Shenmue, titled Shenmue Forever, humorously noting its massive development cost versus its low retail price, calling capitalism scary. This section features reader illustrations and comments about characters like Ryo Hazuki and Lan Dai, sharing thoughts and jokes about the game's story and memorable moments, with contributions from fans across Japan. Below, the My Favorite Games section highlights readers' cherished gaming memories. Games discussed include Thunder Force 2i, known for requiring players to memorize patterns, a humorous entry for Gaga Sega from a demo disc, NASCAR 88, though the reader's description sounds more like an adventure game, Battlemania, and Pac-Man, with one reader recalling playing it with their father as a child. Fatal Fury Special is also mentioned, praising Geese Howard's signature moves. There's also an entry for Burning Rangers and Thunder Force V, accompanied by an illustration related to Thunder Force versus. The page also features a short, New Stuff I Hate section, including a joke about buying the fighting game Tekken and finding a Japanese comedian inside the box instead. This page continues the reader submission focus, with several creative sections. The Time Machine Great Operation features imaginative illustrations, showing how familiar characters might look at different ages, from a child to an adult, highlighting surprising transformations. Alongside this is the Dorikoro Outskirts, showcasing unique and humorous illustrations, like a Buddha with a tambourine, or a character from Dynasty Warriors 3 looking rather intense. The page also includes the results of the first Dorikoro ranking, a reader point chart. This section is briefly summarized by Run's commentary box, which discusses the top-ranked readers and their performance in the ongoing submission contest, mentioning notable contributors and their current standings. Finally, there's a section outlining submission guidelines for readers who want to contribute their own artwork and ideas to the magazine, along with a small corner hinting at other reader-driven features, like abuse praise and game fusion. This page dives into the world of Japanese media, focusing on the highly popular Trick TV drama series making its leap to the big screen. It highlights the excitement surrounding the movie adaptation of the beloved show, known for its blend of comedy, mystery, and paranormal trickery. The page features several reviews under the banner, My Personal Cinema Declaration. One review, by a writer who admits to not watching much TV drama, gives a movie, perhaps the Trick movie or another, a mixed review with moderate ratings, while another section reviews a film with a similar vibe to The Kindaichi Case Files, finding it enjoyable with a good balance of surreal humor and mystery. There's also Ruru's Movie Viewing Record, an illustrated review section featuring a charming drawing of the Trick characters, and an exclamation praising lead actress Yuki Nakama. The accompanying text, written by an illustrator known for their work on series like Baki the Grappler and Dead or Alive, offers their personal take on the movie. Brief sections showcase Trick goods and a book featuring the scripts for the TV series, along with a What's Trick explainer summarizing the core concept of the show. A magician and a physicist investigating supernatural phenomena. Overall, the page serves as a promotional hub for the Trick movie release, featuring fan and professional perspectives on the series' unique appeal. This page features a look at recent and upcoming media releases, including creds, books, and trading cards, heavily focused on game-related content from popular Japanese series. The main section, CD Lineup, showcases a variety of audio releases. This includes character mini-albums for the Lovers series, soundtracks for games like The King of Fighters 2002 and the visual novel series Memories Off, and vocal albums for popular titles such as DC Da Capo. There are also drama creds expanding on game storylines. Visually, the covers feature anime-style illustrations of characters from the respective series. The Good Choice section highlights printed media, including a novel, and trading cards based on Tristia of the Deep Blue Sea. The page also briefly lists recent game soundtrack releases, a top 10 ranking of game strategy guides and books, and a ranking of recent movies. Overall, it provides a snapshot of the latest merchandise available for fans of these Japanese game and media franchises. This page features a column by Fumio Kurokawa, titled Challenger, where he draws a parallel between the space shuttle disaster and the current state of the game industry. He notes Sony's PlayStation 2 is performing well, shipping over 41 million units worldwide,
and hints that the rumor of no PlayStation 3 until 2006 might hold true. Kurokawa expresses concern that the industry has become too focused on timely delivery and cost over creativity, arguing that the daring challenger spirit is needed, akin to taking risks on high-concept projects. His profile mentions his background in music, film, and game promotion for titles like Virtua Fighter, now focusing on game distribution. The page also includes a news roundup for the week. Highlights include arcades in Kyoto creating female-only spaces due to issues like secret filming, the Japanese mobile carrier J-Phone rebranding to Vodafone next year, and Nintendo being ordered by the EU to pay a massive fine for violating competition laws related to pricing. Other news covers issues with Microsoft's MSN promotion in New York and the unexpected sellout success of the novelty device Bolingual, which translates dog barks. Finally, the PlayStation 2 version of the popular arcade game Taiko Drum Master is expected to ship a strong 400,000 units. This page features the 153rd installment of the Something Yoshimatsu Theater manga strip, titled Back to the Sega. The strip uses a humorous parody of the Back to the Future film franchise, featuring anthropomorphized Sega systems, characters resembling the Master System, identified as both Mark II-I and Master System, and System E arcade board appear, along with a character labeled 32, possibly representing the 32X or the 32-bit era. The comic follows the characters as they utilize a DeLorean-like vehicle to time travel. The plot involves traveling back to 1988, a significant year in Sega's history, presumably to retrieve something related to Sega's past or future. There's comedic dialogue referencing the movie's plot points, like the energy source needed for time travel. The strip also depicts a comical confrontation between the Master System, Mark II-I, and System E characters in the past, playing on the historical relationships between Sega's arcade and home console hardware. The author, Something Yoshimatsu, is known for his works celebrating Sega, including books like Sega Games Are the Best in the World. The Sakura Wars. The movie, a hit theatrical anime entry in the popular series, is releasing on VC and DVD on November 22nd. The special edition includes trailers, a new Windows minigame, Sakura Wars, the movie type-in, and a special box. The movie, set in Taisho Year 15, sees the Flower Division facing a crisis. Former Captain Ratchet Altair arrives from Paris with Brent Furlong, who introduces advanced automatons. The story explores the Flower Division's compatibility with Ratchet and the threat to their existence from Brent's technology. Key characters include Sakura Shinguji, Ratchet Altair, and Brent Furlong. Related merchandise includes the movie's soundtrack and the Sakura Wars complete songbox. The page also mentions TV broadcasts of Space Battleship Yamato and the Record of Lodos War, Chronicles of the Heroic Knight on Sky Perfect TV. This page features a pickup of upcoming anime video and DVD releases, covering a variety of titles. The selection includes OVA releases like The Please Teachers, Music Collection and Nurse Witch Komugi Magical Card 2, alongside TV series volumes such as Cyborg 009 Battle Alive 6, Ai Yori Abushi Volume 5, Ojamajo Doremi Dokaboyan Volume 2, FF, Unlimited Phase 9, and .hack/sign 5. There's also a DVD collection box for Magical Stage Fancy Lala. These highlight recent and ongoing anime series available on both formats. Below the video section are CD pickups. This includes Macross the Tribute, celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Macross series with covers by popular artists, and Mari Ijima Sings Lin Min Mei, featuring songs sung by the original voice actress of Lin Min Mei from the first Macross series. Finally, there's a news section announcing the Rai Wilm Kitan Festival event. This page features a humorous comic strip, potentially referencing connections to the Dreamcast. Below, a section spotlights a player's character in Phantasy Star Online, on the GameCube, noting it's the same Mercantile character they used on the Dreamcast, and inviting others to play online. The main article delves into the North American Nintendo e-reader accessory. It details how the device allows classic NES games like Donkey Kong Jr., Pinball, and Excitebike, as well as GBA content, to be played by scanning data from special cards. The reviewer enjoys the nostalgic audio and accurate gameplay, although they point out the classic NES visuals are vertically squashed on the GBA screen. A significant drawback noted is the removal of two-player modes for games that originally supported them. The article also highlights the exciting GameCube Link functionality, allowing data transfer with games like Animal Crossing, a feature the reviewer wished the Japanese version had included. This page features the 600 Lies column and comic, focusing on game development. Episode 13 delves into the development of Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, highlighting the crucial role of problem-solving ability. The article praises the meticulous approach of Mark Cerny, detailing how he analyzed over 100 hours of playtest data, identifying issues, and driving iterative improvements. The author recounts intense discussions with Cerny, who, despite disagreements, would always follow up quickly with ingenious solutions, demonstrating his genius for creative problem-solving under pressure. A humorous comic depicts a character resembling Cerny, along with a quirky caption. Sidebars introduce the writer Tsurumi Rokuhyaku, mentioning his latest work alongside Mark Cerny, Ratchet & Clank, and the illustrator Tsuji Toshiji, noting his manga Golden Lucky. Further down, the page presents Izuka Miyabi's Rainbow Shower, Episode 5. Izuka Miyabi discusses her radio show, Megaton Smile, where she shares daily life and answers listener questions, describing it as feeling like chatting with friends during school break time. She also mentions starting an internet TV show. An information box provides details and links for her shows and a recent single release. Finally, the page includes Tokumitsu Yasuyuki's DC Fan Road comic, Episode 39, which features scenes of a fan cutting magazine photos and looking at a photo collection, culminating in a character lamenting that summer is already over. This page features an interview titled Radical Communication with Lee Xiaomu, introduced as a kabukicho guide, fashion magazine correspondent, and newspaper publisher. The main article discusses his book, also titled Kabukicho Guidebook, and delves into his life and work. Lee Xiaomu started as a student who barely spoke Japanese, but became the first Chinese guide in kabukicho. The article highlights his success in this role, navigating complex relationships with yakuza and police, and his subsequent ventures into fashion journalism and newspaper publishing. It emphasizes his resilient and resourceful approach to life, encapsulated by his belief that problems always have solutions if you work hard. He also shares insights into kabukicho's appeal, describing it as a place of freedom and constant activity, like a nightly party. Lee Xiaomu's background as a former professional ballet dancer is also mentioned, noting his flexible physique. A small profile box provides his birth date, August 27, 1960, birthplace, Changsha, Hunan Province, China, and summarizes his diverse career path leading to his current roles and the popularity of his book, which is being considered for a film adaptation. The overall tone is one of admiration for his unique and impactful life journey. This page promotes the official strategy guide and setting material collection for the critically acclaimed Dreamcast title, Sakura Wars 4, Fall in Love, Maidens. It highlights that the book is more than just a walkthrough, also including valuable behind-the-scenes content. The guide provides a thorough explanation of both the adventure and battle segments, covering everything up to the final battle. It also follows events like the Imperial Theater's Longest Day, and covers the drama download disc content. Fans will appreciate the inclusion of original drawings and setting materials for character costumes, mechs, and more. A particularly interesting feature is the inclusion of interviews with the cast and staff, promising insights into their true thoughts. As special bonuses, the book includes a detachable reversible poster featuring a new illustration by character designer Hidenori Matsubara and original art, plus character-specific strategy charts and a list of hidden roles in the Sakura Wars Yan minigame. The book is published by SoftBank Publishing, priced at 2,600 yen, excluding tax, and is noted as selling well. The image itself features key characters Sakura Shinguji and Erika Fontaine, showcasing the game's distinct artistic style by Hidenori Matsubara, a signature of the Sakura Wars series. This page explains how to fill out the magazine's reader questionnaire postcard. It provides clear instructions on how to write your personal information on the front and fill out the answers to the questions on the back using a black pen and Arabic numerals, showing examples for entering single and double-digit responses correctly in the designated boxes. The questionnaire itself covers several points, including basic demographic information like gender, age, and occupation, as well as questions about which gaming media you follow and your favorite game genres. It asks which game console you've used most frequently over the past 2 months, listing options like the Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, GameCube, and Xbox, among others. 2 significant questions require referencing lists on the page. Table 1, which enumerates the articles from the current issue covering topics like news, reviews, including all-game Dorimaga Gachinko review, features on specific games such as Guilty Gear X, Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, Panzer Dragoon Orta, and various columns and comics, asking readers to pick their top 3 most interesting. And Table 2, a list of various hardware including consoles like the Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, Saturn, GameCube, and handhelds like Game Boy Advance and WonderSwan, prompting readers to list the consoles they currently own and those they plan to purchase. The final question asks readers to refer to the upcoming software release schedule and list up to 10 titles they wish to buy in the future, regardless of platform. This page features a special report on the 6th CISA Game Awards, held on October 28. The article discusses the ceremony and analyzes the state of the awards, noting a shift towards a more business-oriented focus and the introduction of 2 award categories. It reflects on the history of the CISA Awards since 1996, mentioning how they have evolved, and includes a table listing past Best Award winners such as Sakura Wars, Final Fantasy V2, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Dokudemo Isho, and Phantasy Star Online, highlighting representative games of their eras. The main focus is on the Best Award for the period covering 2001 into 2002, which was won by Final Fantasy X. The page includes a screenshot from the game showing Titus and Yuna. Reader comments are highlighted, praising the game's stunning graphics, immersive world and characters, excellent voice acting, and overall fun factor including minigames and replayability after finishing the main story. The article also notes the planned sequel, Final Fantasy X2. Photos from the ceremony show the event taking place, a speaker at the podium, and the development team members from Square receiving the award for Final Fantasy X. The article hints that despite the results being reasonable, the focus on business left some aspects feeling unclear. This page continues the coverage of the CISA Game Awards, showcasing the 6 titles that received the Excellence Award. The honored games include Onimusha 2, Samurai's Destiny, Kingdom Hearts, Dynasty Warriors 3, Animal Crossing, Pikmin, and Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Each game is presented with a small screenshot, reader comments highlighting popular features like gameplay satisfaction, story, or unique mechanics, and comments from the development teams expressing gratitude and discussing their approach or future plans. For instance, the developers of Animal Crossing mention aiming to create a game that fosters connections with friends and family, while the Metal Gear Solid 2 team expresses joy at receiving another award for the series. Following the award winners, there's a section titled, Objection, from an urgent internet report, analyzing fan reactions to the awards. A survey conducted by GameSpot reveals significant disagreement, with a pie chart showing 72.6% of respondents expressing objections compared to 27.4% who found the results appropriate. Representative fan comments criticize the lack of transparency in the selection process, the perceived focus on major publishers, and suggest the awards might simply be promoting popular, high-selling titles rather than truly innovative ones. This section highlights a clear disconnect between the official awards and the sentiment of a large portion of the gaming community. The CISA Game Awards continued, focusing on special awards. Eco, PS2, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, GBA, and Lineage, PC, were recognized. Developers expressed gratitude, highlighting challenges and successes. The article questions the exclusion of other notable titles, citing a lack of transparency in the selection process. An Excellence Award, Future, list showcases unreleased games from Tokyo Game Show 2002, including titles like Zone of the Enders and Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Finally, the article criticizes the award's perceived business focus. It questions the judging criteria, the emphasis on show-exhibited games, and the lack of public input, suggesting a bias towards major publishers and marketing over genuine innovation and user preference. The Tokyo International Film Festival included its first game-related event, the Tokyo CG Anime Festival. From October 26th to November 4th, held in Tokyo and Shibuya, it featured game creators from Namco, Capcom, and Sega discussing the differences between film and games, and presented Sega's Jam films. Despite the event's high ratings for excitement and location, coverage proved challenging. Separately, a press conference for Sony Computer Entertainment's Let's Travel the World of RPGs campaign took place on November 1st in Tokyo. The campaign offered a chance to win travel by purchasing specific PlayStation 2 RPG titles, including games from Square Enix, Bandai, and Namco. The stylish event, held at a venue known for live music, was praised for its execution and media engagement, with positive ratings for information value, media excitement, and location. This page features a special report, boldly titled, Action Games Never Die. Visually, It showcases three major action game titles from the era: the intense ninja action of Shinobi, featuring the protagonist Hatsuma; the unique time-bending platforming of Blinx the Time Sweeper, starring the titular feline hero; and the inventive, gadget-filled adventure of Ratchet & Clank. The layout highlights character art and in-game screenshots for each title. The accompanying article delves into the state of the action game genre, reflecting that while action games were once the industry's core, they seem to be struggling recently, with a trend towards 3D action incorporating adventure elements. The piece expresses a sentiment that pure action games, focused solely on character control and combat, are becoming less common. The feature promises interviews with creators to discuss the current situation and the future of action games.
This page continues the special report on action games, focusing heavily on the PlayStation 2 title, Shinobi. The dominant image features the game's striking protagonist, Hatsuma, in a dynamic pose, alongside the prominent Shinobi logo, and an in-game screenshot showing a boss encounter or special attack. The text highlights Shinobi as a prime example of pure action, emphasizing its refined focus on challenging controls and the satisfaction of improving one's skills. It positions the game as a return to the roots of the action genre, suggesting it will excite longtime fans and newcomers alike with its demanding gameplay. The developers discuss the difficulty balance, aiming for a point where overcoming challenges feels achievable with practice, contrasting it with overly easy or impossibly difficult games. They mention how strategic depth, like enemy placement, becomes apparent as players improve. There is also a brief character profile for Hatsuma, mentioning his clan's destruction and the mysterious enemies he faces. The page includes basic game information, listing it as an action title developed by Sega/Overworks for PlayStation 2, detailing its price, release date, single-player nature, and data size. Overall, the page presents Shinobi as a hardcore, skill-based action game that rewards player mastery. This page features a discussion with developers about the state of action games and their vision for Shinobi. The main speakers appear to be Mr. Kumono and Mr. Shimizu from Overworks. They express a feeling that recent action games have drifted away from pure action, incorporating elements from adventure games like Resident Evil or RPGs and simulations. They felt a desire to create a game that returns to the core fun of action, emphasizing precise control and the simple satisfaction of movement and combat, like the joy of pressing a button to jump. Shinobi is positioned as a game designed for adult gamers who grew up with classic action titles, aiming to reignite that nostalgic excitement. They discuss the challenge level, finding the right balance between difficulty and player reward. The core gameplay revolves around mastering the killing chain, a system that rewards skillful and rapid enemy defeat, and utilizing the 3D environment effectively, including a free camera system they encourage players to experiment with. The page also highlights that the motion capture for Shinobi's dynamic action was performed by Japan Action Enterprise, (J), a renowned group known for their work in film and television action choreography, further emphasizing the game's focus on high-quality, authentic movement. Screenshots showcase intense combat moments and the motion capture process itself. Overall, the page reinforces Shinobi as a deliberate return to challenging, skill-based action gaming. Blinx, the Time Sweeper, an action game for the Xbox, stars a feline protagonist who manipulates time using a vacuum-like time sweeper. Players can fast-forward, rewind, and pause the environment, a unique mechanic designed to revolutionize action gameplay. Developed by Art Company, Limited, and Microsoft, the game was released in December. The developers, including Naoto Oshima, director's producer, known for Sonic the Hedgehog, Takuya Matsumoto, chief programmer, and Masamichi Harada, art director, sought to create a compelling action experience. They focused on player movement and freedom, drawing inspiration from titles like Sonic and Prince of Persia. The developers aimed to deliver a distinct 3D action game experience, highlighting the innovative time manipulation and emphasizing their background in impactful action titles. This page delves deeper into the development philosophy of Blinx, the Time Sweeper, with the large headline proclaiming a breaking of concepts. The developers discuss the state of 3D action games, noting a lack of established standards at the time, which they saw as an opportunity for innovation. They highlight the game's unique time manipulation mechanic as the key element designed to challenge conventions. They explain how this feature allows players to tackle obstacles and puzzles in unconventional ways, often finding solutions the developers didn't anticipate, thus providing a vast range of possibilities. The ability for players to discover their own methods using time control is seen as a core part of the fun and the game's pure action nature,
encouraging player creativity and problem-solving beyond traditional methods. Gameplay screenshots show blinks in action, utilizing the time manipulation features to overcome challenges and enemies.
This page dives into the state of the action game genre, following up on the previous page's discussion about innovation in 3D action. The headline poses the question of whether action games are harder to sell in the current market of diversifying tastes. The article focuses on Ratchet & Clank, highlighted as a major action release from SCE, and features an interview with producer Mutsuho Tsurumi. Tsurumi is a notable figure, having previously worked on massively successful titles like Crash Bandicoot, which sold over 1 million units, and Jak and Daxter. Here, he shares his perspective on action games, his experiences from Crash's success, and the goal with Ratchet & Clank. The game is presented as a culmination of his action game expertise. There's also a brief profile on the character Ratchet, noting the intention to create an international character, and the hope that players will appreciate the quality of the game beyond initial impressions. This page offers insight into the development philosophy and market considerations for a major action game release during this period, emphasizing the producer's vision and background. This page continues the deep dive into the action game genre, prominently featuring Ratchet & Clank, and insights from producer Mutsuho Tsurumi. The main headline reflects Tsurumi's ambition to create action games enjoyable by everyone, a philosophy he honed through his work on titles like Crash Bandicoot and Jak and Daxter. The article explores Ratchet & Clank's design approach, highlighting its focus on difficulty tuning to ensure accessibility for newcomers, while still offering depth for experienced players. The importance of the power-up system is emphasized as a core element of enjoyment, providing a sense of progression and rewarding experimentation with different weapons. Screenshots showcase the game's vibrant environments and action gameplay. Finally, the page addresses the commercial prospects, positioning Ratchet & Clank as a key title for Sony Computer Entertainment that year, and raising the question of whether it can surpass the sales performance of previous hits like Jak and Daxter. It provides a look into the development philosophy and market expectations for this major platforming action release, developed by Insomniac Games. This page continues the dive into action games, declaring that action games never die, and highlighting several high-quality titles. It features Shin Contra on PlayStation 2, a return to the classic, challenging run-and-gun action known for its intense difficulty that rewards learning and mastery. A handheld version, Contra Hard Spirits, is also showcased for Game Boy Advance, blending elements from previous entries and offering co-op play. The page includes several editors' recommendations. Ape Escape 2 on PlayStation 2 is praised for the charming monkey reactions and the satisfying core loop of capturing them, noted as accessible even for those less comfortable with 3D action. Rygar on PlayStation 2 gets a remake for fans, focusing on the exhilarating feeling of swinging the disarmor weapon to defeat foes and destroy the environment. Jet Set Radio Future on Xbox is highlighted as a unique and impactful action game, lauded for its blend of extreme sports and traversal, though the editor expresses a fondness for the original Jet Grind Radio. Finally, Dynasty Warriors 3 on PlayStation 2 is recommended for its addictive hack-and-slash gameplay and the simple yet deep satisfaction of clearing battlefields filled with enemies. The page celebrates a variety of action experiences available across different platforms, emphasizing core gameplay mechanics and the fun derived from overcoming challenges and interacting with the game world. This page dives into a special feature about the way to Sega Direct, specifically detailing the grand reopening of Sega's online store on November 1st, which transitioned from Dreamcast Direct to simply Sega Direct. This marks a significant renewal, bringing many special offers and campaigns. While still the premier destination for Dreamcast-related goods in Japan, the store is expanding its reach to handle products across multiple platforms. The article highlights 8 key benefits of the new Sega Direct. Customers can expect original bonuses and exclusive items not available elsewhere, enjoy a 10% discount on game software, and earn 3% points back on purchases, with points doubling for regular customers. Payment options are flexible, with no handling fees, and customers can specify delivery times and locations. A flat shipping fee of 450 yen applies regardless of the order size, which is a great deal. The site also makes it easy to recommend games to friends and offers rewards for users who become Sega Direct supporters by linking to the store. The feature also introduces 2 key figures behind the renewal: Tadashi Takezaki, the manager overseeing the project, and Yosuke Kudo, who handled the website design and systems. There's even a look behind the scenes at the process of creating the new Sega Direct logo, showcasing several design variations considered,
before settling on the final look, incorporating the classic Sega logo and a dynamic arrow.
This guide provides a walkthrough of the revamped Sega Direct online store, detailing how to navigate the site from product discovery to order completion. Users can browse items via search, categories, or explore features like weekly campaigns, featured products, and staff recommendations. The store offers pre-orders, exclusives, and focuses on security. Sega Direct sells a variety of products, including hardware, creeds, games for various consoles, and character merchandise. It also features special sections for brands like Hips and Sonic Factory. An exclusive behind-the-scenes look reveals the creative process behind Sega's original merchandise, showcasing rejected design concepts like a Sega-branded toaster and a Mega Drive watch, offering insight into the development of unique items. This page dives further into the relaunched Sega Direct online store, showcasing special offers and featured titles. It highlights bonus items available for purchasing specific games directly from Sega. Featured games include the PS2 title Mobile Shinsengumi Moyo Ken, which comes with a special phone card and poster, and the PS2 game Tomac Save the Earth, offering an Evian bottle cap and clear file as bonuses, alongside a prize draw for a unique alarm clock. The page also presents two Dreamcast titles, the legendary 2D Fighter, The King of Fighters 2001, available with a special poster, and the quirky puzzle game, Musapi's Choco Marker, featuring a rumored hand fan as a bonus item. A significant portion discusses the thought process behind the revamped Sega Direct website design, contemplating what constitutes Seganess, while prioritizing user-friendliness and ease of navigation, specifically noting improvements to reduce scrolling compared to the old Dreamcast browser version, and strengthening server stability. The page also announces a stock release campaign for Sakura Wars-related goods, and the start of pre-orders for the PS2 Sakura Wars title, encouraging fans to secure the limited edition. Finally, it introduces Satoshi Imai, the procurement manager, and previews a unique Sega Direct original product in development, a yogurt plush toy. This page features strategy guides for the classic online RPG, Phantasy Star Online Episode In and 2 Ultimate, on the Nintendo GameCube. 2 distinct books are advertised, offering comprehensive support for different aspects of the game. The first guide, focusing on the system and story, is already available. It promises an in-depth breakdown of game mechanics, covering everything from character creation and stats, including hidden parameters, to optimal growth strategies. Players will find detailed maps that help navigate the shortest routes in story mode, providing tactics for boss battles and even revealing the contents of item boxes in different areas. Coming in November, the second guide is dedicated to quests and rare items. This is a must-have for item hunters, boasting details on a staggering 286 rare items. Crucially, it includes exclusive tables showing item appearances linked to the player's section ID, a key factor in rare item drops. Beyond items, it provides ultimate combat techniques, strategies tailored for specific enemies, and complete guides for the challenge mode and the Hunter's Guild quests. It even includes information on player communication features unique to Paizo, like lobby actions. These SoftBank publishing guides are part of the Nintendo GameCube book series, offering essential knowledge for anyone diving deep into the world of Phantasy Star Online Episode Is and 2 Ultimate. This report focuses on Resident Evil 0 for the GameCube, a prequel to the original Resident Evil. The story centers on S.TARS Bravo team, investigating murders in the Arklay Mountains. After a helicopter crash, the team finds a wrecked prison transport and encounters escaped convict Billy Cohen. Rebecca Chambers, a Bravo team member who also appeared in Resident Evil 1, is forced to cooperate with Billy to survive. The game's narrative promises to uncover the origins of the incidents leading up to the events of Resident Evil 1, including the mansion incident. The game is a survival horror title developed and published by Capcom, supporting one player, and is set to release on November 21st for 7,800 yen. This page delves into the new gameplay systems of Resident Evil 0, particularly focusing on the unique dynamic between protagonists Rebecca Chambers and Billy Cohen. The core mechanic revolves around controlling both characters simultaneously and utilizing their distinct abilities to survive. Rebecca, as the S.TARS Bravo team medic, excels in mixing chemicals and herbs, vital for healing and crafting items, and possesses the chemical synthesis set from the start. Billy, the former Marine, brings superior physical strength and can move heavier objects, making him invaluable in combat and traversal. Their differences extend to combat. Rebecca's smaller size allows her to potentially evade attacks more easily, while Billy is adept at self-defense and focusing fire on nearby threats. The page also highlights Billy possessing the lighter from the game's beginning, a key item previously used in the series, suggesting its importance for solving puzzles or navigating dark areas. Finally, the page introduces key members of the S.TARS Bravo team, including Rebecca Chambers, team leader Enrico Marini, and veteran member Kenneth J. Sullivan, providing a brief look at some of the faces players will encounter as the prequel story unfolds. This page expands on the revolutionary partner zapping system in Resident Evil 0, detailing its multifaceted application across the game, from intricate puzzles to intense combat scenarios. This system allows players to seamlessly switch control between Rebecca Chambers and Billy Cohen in real time, a stark departure from previous entries where you controlled a single protagonist. A significant implication of this system is the complete absence of traditional item boxes. Managing inventory now requires characters to directly exchange items when near each other, or drop them on the ground for the other to pick up. This makes strategic item management using partner zapping crucial for survival. The game features various situations that necessitate the use of both characters, such as puzzles where one character might need to operate a mechanism while the other retrieves an item, or combat scenarios where coordinating attacks is essential. While fighting together doubles firepower, it also increases ammo consumption and carries the risk of a partner being overwhelmed if left unattended. Additionally, this page introduces more key members of the STARS Bravo team, Forrest Spire, Edward Dewey, and Richard Aiken, giving brief descriptions of their roles and backgrounds. It also provides a profile for the game's co-protagonist, Billy Cohen, detailing his criminal past and how he comes to join forces with Rebecca. The magazine highlights the unique dynamic and challenges presented by constantly managing two characters in the terrifying world of Resident Evil. Resident Evil 0 explores the origins of Umbrella Corporation and the pasts of Albert Wesker and William Birkin, including the latter's development of the G-Virus. A mysterious fourth character is also highlighted. New to the series is James Marcus, an Umbrella founder whose creepy files suggest a darker past. The game introduces insect-based bioorganic weapons, BOWs, including the Stinger, Plague Crawler, variations of zombies, and the Centurion. Familiar BOWs, like the Proto-Tyrant, Hunter, and Cerberus also return. Players can customize their experience with standard options menu settings. Resident Evil 0 is anticipated to be released on November 21st. This page features Skies of Arcadia Legends on the GameCube, detailing new content and characters added for this version. It highlights the concept of continuous, exciting encounters in the Sky world. A major new feature is the Wanted Battle system, where players hunt down air pirates listed on bounties for rewards. These bounties feature unique enemies who scale in strength with vice. Some examples introduced are the Montesnaise triplets, a group of sisters seeking husbands, Daikokuya, a wealthy man from Yafutoma accompanied by a robot, and Simon, the plundering king, who was a prominent plunderer in the original game. The page also teases a mysterious past connection between the new character Piastol, known as the Death God Killer, and Aika. An illustration shows a young Piastol and Aika, seemingly in a tense confrontation on a burning ship, suggesting a significant backstory. According to the producer, Rieko Kodama, Legends is a complete version of the game with substantial additions, including new characters like Piastol, the Wanted Battles, and other content originating from magazine collaborations. She promises a deeper experience for both new and veteran players. Super Robot Wars Original Generation for Game Boy Advance features several new gameplay systems. The Proficiency system, adapted from Super Robot Wars Alpha Gaiden, allows players to adjust difficulty based on mission objective completion. Special effect weapons offer tactical advantages beyond damage, impacting enemy energy and morale. A new pre-battle confirmation screen enables final unit and pilot adjustments before battle, including equipment changes and stat upgrades. Pilot personalities influence hidden parameters affecting performance and spirit point usage. The article highlights Sanger Zonvolt, leader of the ATX team, and his Grungus Type 0 mech, known for powerful attacks. The game is a simulation RPG, with release details including its price. The next page delves into the origins of the two main protagonists in Super Robot Wars Original Generation for the Game Boy Advance,
detailing their respective paths to the battlefield. The upper section focuses on Ryu's date, starting with the impact of the third meteor, Meteor 3. It covers his initial encounter with an unknown entity while test piloting a prototype dispensed MK2, and his recruitment into the SRX team as a test pilot for the R1. Screenshots show his first combat experience against mysterious invaders, and his interactions with fellow SRX members Rai and Aya.
The lower section introduces Kyosuke Nanbu.
His story begins with a test flight of the transforming mech Bill Trapper that goes awry when live ammunition is used. This leads to him meeting Excellent Browning and the formidable Sanger Zonvolt, who recruits him into the ATX team. The section highlights Kyosuke eventually taking control of the powerful Alt Aizen after a rescue mission, with screenshots showcasing the Alt Aizen in battle and dialogue scenes with Excellent. The page effectively sets up the initial chapters and core characters of the game's narrative.
This page previews Sega Rally Championship for the Game Boy Advance, highlighting the game modes and revealing some of the courses included. Development was progressing rapidly towards the December release, and the GBA version impressed attendees at a game show with its smooth performance, pushing the handheld's limits. The total number of courses isn't confirmed, but many classic courses are revived for the GBA. The main game mode is Championship, where you race against 12 opponents to become the world champion across 5 cups, each containing 4 races. There's also a time attack mode, where you can race any course and save your best laps, generating a ghost car. An extra mode includes a shop, gallery, and RC Rally content. Featured courses include the iconic Desert Course from the original Sega Rally. The layout is faithfully recreated, bringing a wave of nostalgia with its continuous high-speed corners and challenging undulation. The Mountain Course from Sega Rally 2 is also confirmed. This technical course features mixed surfaces set against beautiful mountain scenery, recreated to push the Gligba's capabilities and capture the atmosphere of the original. Comments from the developer, Sega Rosso, emphasized the successful recreation of these classic tracks on the handheld, promising an enjoyable rally experience. The screenshots showcase the polygonal vehicles and environments, demonstrating the technical approach taken on the GBA hardware. This page previews 2 exciting Game Boy Advance titles. First up is Shin Megami Tensei, a port of the classic 1992 Super Famicom RPG. It's not just a simple conversion, adding new elements like the Visionary mode for expanded lore, and a Demon Compendium. The GBA version includes helpful features, like mid-game saves, perfect for playing on the go. The story plunges you into an end-of-the-century tale, where you navigate the conflict between law and chaos, alongside the protagonist, the law hero, and the chaos hero, encountering demons and a mysterious heroine. New modes include a trade function for swapping demons and items via link cable, and a music room featuring BGM, newly arranged for the GBA. Also featured is Darius R, bringing the beloved horizontal scrolling shooter franchise to the handheld. While compact, it retains the series' signature large aquatic-themed bosses and branching stage paths across 15 zones. Gameplay involves powering up your ship by collecting items from defeated enemies and using your barrier strategically. A highlighted mode is the one-stage mode, allowing players to practice or challenge individual stages from the arcade version. This port aims to capture the essence of the arcade classic on the GBA. This page features a roundup of popular games based on manga and anime characters. There's a chart listing the top 10 best-selling manga character games from 2001 across various platforms like PlayStation, Game Boy Advance, and PlayStation 2, highlighting titles based on hits like One Piece and Yu-Gi-Oh! The main focus is on a new adventure game adaptation of the popular series Ayori Aoshi, planned for a 2003 release. This novel-type adventure game from Kid is based on the ongoing manga and recently finished anime, promising to significantly change the narrative depending on your choices. It includes original story elements and events not found in the source material, with developers stating the main scenario will be quite different on a second playthrough. The story centers around the heartwarming relationship between the protagonist Kaoru and the heroine Aoi. Screenshots show the characters in various scenes, including a vacation setting. Brief profiles are included for the main characters, Kaoru Hanabishi and Achoi Sakuraba, detailing their backgrounds. For fans wanting to catch up on the source, information is provided on the anime's video releases. This page is a character game roundup showcasing adaptations of popular manga and anime series on PlayStation. First up is Inuyasha, Kagome's Dream Diary, an adventure game continuing the story from the previous title. It focuses on interacting with characters and exploring the world of Inuyasha, with narrative branches influenced by your actions and special dream events at the end of each day.
It also features a unique modern episode, allowing you to experience events in the present day.
Next is Ojamaho Doremi. Let's play together. Harukaze Circus, a party game based on the Magical Girl series. This looks like a board game where players move around the map, triggering various events, including over a dozen different minigames. The game takes place in familiar locations from the show like the Maho Hall and the Magic World, letting you play as the beloved Ojamajo Doremi characters. It also includes a bonus mode with character content. Finally, there's Getbackers. Retrieval Service. Great Retrieval Operation. Who? A side-scrolling action game based on the dynamic duo of Ban Mi-do and Jinji Amano. The game is a battle-action title featuring the main characters and villains from the series, emphasizing the comical side of the original story. You get to use their signature abilities like the Evil Eye and Lightning Emperor, with the anime's voice cast reprising their roles for full voice acting. The character select screen hints at a good roster, including key players from the series. This page is the Dorimaga New Software Information Bureau, highlighting new and upcoming titles. There's a brief mention of the game Innocent Tears, noting its development transition from Dreamcast to Xbox, which is something to keep an eye on. The main feature is the Gold Vein Exploration Simulation, Ingots 79, coming to PlayStation 2. This game lets you dive into the exciting, and sometimes perilous, world of gold prospecting, where the allure of striking it rich has captivated people for ages. Success in Ingots 79 requires a blend of knowledge, experience, and sheer luck as you search for precious gold veins. The page includes fascinating Q&A sections that add depth, discussing practical aspects like why borrowing costs are so high and how the international gold market price is actually determined, adding an educational layer to the simulation. Screenshots show characters engaged in prospecting and exploration activities, capturing the spirit of the hunt. The game even tied into a real-world event in Akihabara, where attendees could try their hand at panning for gold, bringing the theme to life. This page dives into the world of Lupin III, The Legacy of the Magic King, an action-adventure title for PlayStation 2. The game plunges players into a story involving the hunt for a legendary treasure tied to a Magic King's legacy. Gameplay revolves around infiltration and stealth, utilizing disguises and gadgets like sleeping gas to navigate secure locations and uncover clues. A central figure in the plot is a character named Therese, who possesses one of the coveted artifacts, adding an element of mystery. The game mechanics highlight the need to act without drawing suspicion, featuring actions like picking pockets and specific responses if noticed by guards. Beyond Lupin's stealth endeavors, players will also take control of Jiggen and Goemon in distinct combat sequences, showcasing their unique skills. There are even mini-games, such as one focused on Fujiko, providing additional challenges and hidden content to discover. The screenshots on the page illustrate the character models, environments, and glimpses of the infiltration and action sequences. This page rockets into the world of Quantum Redshift, a blistering high-speed battle racer for the Xbox. Forget simply crossing the finish line first. This game is about survival and destruction on futuristic tracks, utilizing vehicles that combine the best of racers, jets, and bikes. Players acquire powerful items like homing weapons, shields, and turbo boosts to strategically attack opponents, defend against incoming fire, and gain bursts of speed. The action is intense, pushing players to master both driving and combat. Beyond the standard races, there's a substantial tournament mode, offering progression through various difficulties and the ability to upgrade your machine. For throwing down with friends, the Versus mode allows up to 4 players to battle it out in split-screen action. The page also points out that the game's soundtrack features work by Junkie XL, adding to the high-energy atmosphere. Screenshots capture the vibrant, chaotic nature of the races, showcasing the unique vehicle designs and the dynamic track environments. This page previews upcoming PlayStation titles. First up is coming back! Cyborg Kuro-chan, a 2D side-scrolling action game based on the popular manga and anime. Players take on the role of Kuro, a cat-turned-cyborg who is equipped with powerful weapons to destroy everything in sight. The game emphasizes destroying objects in the environment for points and items, and features a character customization system allowing players to level up abilities. Key characters like Mikun and Matatabi also appear. Next we look at Kamen Rider Ryuki, a fighting game that faithfully recreates the world of the TV series. Over 10 riders are featured, allowing players to summon monsters and execute special advent techniques and finishing moves through simple button combinations. Screenshots show intense 1v1 battles between various riders, including Ryuki, Knight, Zolda, and Uja, highlighting the game's dynamic combat. Finally, Ninpu Sentai Hurricane Wager is presented, an action game based on the Super Sentai show. It features heavy robot battles and action sequences with cooperative play options. Simple controls enable powerful combos and special attacks. The game includes a story mode that follows the show's narrative, and a Taisen mode for one-on-one Ranger versus Ranger fights, promising plenty of action for fans of the series. This page features a special look at the minigames found in Dark Cloud 2, known as Dark Chronicle in Japan. The game is highlighted for its deep minigame content, promising players can get lost in these side activities beyond the main story. The feature focuses on two main minigames, fishing and Sferrata, which is presented as a golf-like challenge. The fishing minigame is surprisingly versatile, available in rivers, lakes, coastal areas, and even inside dungeons. There are also fishing tournaments to compete in. Caught fish aren't just for show. You can raise them in fish tanks, and even enter them into races called fish races. Winning races offers rewards, adding another layer of engagement to the fishing activity. The Sferrata game involves hitting a sphere into a rift in time, using different rods, functioning much like golf, but integrated into the game's world. Screenshots show gameplay resembling golf swings and putting. The objective is to get the sphere into the time rift within a set number of shots, adding a strategic challenge that utilizes the game's unique environments. Both minigames appear quite fleshed out, offering significant distractions from the main quest. This page features two distinct games. First up is Roommate Asami, My Wife, is a high school student director's edition, arriving on Dreamcast. This version of the game promises enhancements over its PS2 counterpart, notably boosting the suggestive content, Oi Woke Up, and adding new event visuals. The core concept revolves around living a married life with high schooler Asami Onohara, but the article also highlights interactions and events involving key sub-heroines like a temporary teacher, a shrine maiden, and Asami's classmate, urging players to seek out their unique scenarios. Below that is Gallop Racer 6 Revolution for PlayStation 2. This entry in the horse racing series emphasizes both the action of the races and the simulation depth. Two features are highlighted. The free mode allows players to enjoy races or race horses as they please, while the weekly gallop system serves as a rich source of information and collection elements. Players can take on requests to ride famous horses, which ties into the season mode and deepens the game's connections and content, making it more than just a racing game. This page features two exciting games arriving on the PlayStation 2. First up is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, based on the second movie and book. This is a 3D action-adventure game, allowing players to explore the detailed recreation of Hogwarts and its surroundings. You'll learn and use various spells like Flipendo for stunning foes and Lumos to light the way. The game also features collectible wizarding cards that permanently increase Harry's health, encouraging exploration. The screenshots showcase spellcasting, exploring the castle, and even Quidditch elements. Below that is Pop Music 7, making its debut on the PS2. This rhythm game brings the arcade experience home, challenging players to hit buttons in time, with notes falling down lanes represented by the adorable Popcun characters. It features both the arcade version's content, Cydia, and exclusive modes for the home console, Side-by, offering a wide variety of gameplay options including standard play, challenge courses, expert levels, and competitive battles. The Taisen mode in Side-by specifically focuses on competing for lanes. This entry offers plenty of content for both newcomers and series veterans. This page features the Xbox title, Innocent Tears. This is a simulation RPG set in a collapsed Tokyo, depicting the battles between angels. Character design is handled by the manga artist Hiroyuki Utatane. The game blends story events with tactical battles. The story focuses on a youth in the ruined city, seeking his lover. Battles take place on 3D maps, described as realistic depictions of areas like Kichijoji and Kitazono. The battle system allows players to move units freely within a highlighted range and offers simple menu options for actions like attack, move, skill, and jump, allowing units to overcome obstacles. Several characters are introduced, including the protagonist Haruaki Kagura, a hot-blooded high schooler skilled in Onmyodo and Ijutsu, searching for his missing lover, Kagari. Other characters include Yumi Ryukai, Haruaki's gentle childhood friend, and Sara Kujo, who has a hidden, fierce side. The page also shows supporting characters like Claude, Rui Rikuumi, Saho Yoshino, Miki Hashibami, Masaki Hashibami,
and Kira Tudu. The game appears to feature a mix of character interactions and strategic combat in its post-apocalyptic setting. This page dives into the fantasy Japanese-style action game O.Gi Spirit Agents for the Xbox. It highlights the game's unique world, focusing on the aesthetic beauty of its diverse attacks and the ability to destroy environments. The game features a stage-clear structure, where players, controlling the protagonist Raikou, can select from various weapons before each stage. Different weapon types like the sword, greatsword, club/staff, and dual-wielding swords each have distinct characteristics, affecting handling and power. Beyond physical combat, players can utilize sorcery, a magic system based on 4 elemental attributes: Suzaku, fire; Genbu, water-ice; Byakko, lightning-wind; and Seiryu, wind-force. These attributes have a rock-paper-scissors relationship, allowing for increased power against certain enemies, but using sorcery consumes psychic power. The page introduces key figures, including the protagonist Raikou, a complex character with a destiny linked to killing demons. It also features prominent foes like Shutendoji and the mysterious Yomotsu Hirasaka no Hime, who grants Raikou power and provides guidance, notably assisting in recovering weapon energy using collectible Magatama. Finally, the page briefly mentions the Hayaki Kyoen mode, a bestiary feature allowing players to view detailed artwork and information on the game's demons, drawing from classical legends. The overall presentation emphasizes the game's stylish combat and rich mythological setting. This page delves into the world of .hack/Outbreak, the third volume in the PlayStation 2 RPG series. It continues the story where players control Kite as he navigates The World, a massive online RPG, to unravel the mystery behind players falling into comas in the real world due to anomalies within the game. The combat is highlighted, emphasizing the addition of new, powerful skills as the game progresses. A major reveal is the level 3 summon spell, Ulcasus Rufu, which is a superior version of a previous summon and offers significant power and visual flair. This spell, belonging to the fire attribute, can target a wide area. Excitingly, Balmung of the Azure Sky, a powerful character who previously opposed Kite, finally joins the party in this volume. Known as a legendary swordsman, his addition significantly boosts the party's combat strength. His joining and the potential for deeper interaction via in-game email are noted. A new character, Terashima Ryoko, is introduced. She appears in Volume 3 and is a heavy axe user, similar in type to Aura from the anime series .hack/Sign. Described as gentlemannered, despite her weapon, she is noted to have no real-world online RPG experience and is quite directionally challenged. Finally, there's a mention of a special pre-order bonus, a storage box designed to hold all 4 volumes of the game, .hack/Infection, .hack/Mutation, .hack/Outbreak, .hack/Quarantine, plus a bonus anime DVD. This is a great incentive for fans looking to collect the entire series. This page features 2 different titles for the PlayStation 2. The top section highlights Medal of Honor, Frontline, a first-person shooter that was a hit on PC and makes its debut on PS2. Set during World War II, the game immerses the player as a soldier on the European front, thrusting them into intense battles, including the day landing at Normandy and Omaha Beach. It promises a realistic depiction of the chaos of war, featuring missions like destroying radar bases, sniping, and defending bridges, all enhanced by the inclusion of actual historical film footage to increase the sense of immersion and provide context about the conflict and political events like the Yalta Conference. The AI of enemy soldiers is noted for its effectiveness, making for challenging encounters.
The lower section introduces Cool Shot Kaiko Yukawa's Professional Billiards. This game brings the classic table game of billiards to the PS2, supervised by Kaiko Yukawa, a highly ranked professional player in Japan. The game focuses on realistic physics and detailed cues and shots, allowing players to enjoy the game with a professional touch. It includes a character creation feature to customize your avatar. Multiple game modes are available, including a world ranking mode to challenge other players, a training mode where Kaiko Yukawa herself provides guidance and demonstrations, and a quick mode for immediate play against the computer or another player. The game supports several popular rule sets like 8-ball, 9-ball, rotation, 141 rack, and basic rules.
This page dives into the world of Idol Mahjong E-Far for the PlayStation 2. This game brings together cute characters and flashy special moves, promising plenty of eye candy and exciting moments with detailed animations and movie scenes. It takes place in a slightly unusual future, where mahjong is even more popular than soccer, with matches regularly broadcast during prime time. The story follows a producer who trains idols to become idol mahjong players to compete in this world. The game features 10 idols across 4 groups, and you join them on their journey to reach the pinnacle of the idol mahjong world. Gameplay focuses on team battles where each member contributes their points, and winning means scoring points. The idols possess powerful special moves, and it's even possible to unleash more powerful moves by combining the strength of the entire team under certain conditions. Featured are several groups and their members, highlighting the diverse cast players will encounter as they aim for the top. This page provides exciting new details about the PlayStation 2 title, Kiru Shinsengumi Moyo-ken. Set in Meiji 15 Kyoto, this game puts a unique spin on the historical Shinsengumi, featuring a story by Uji Hiroi and character designs by Rumiko Takahashi. The article focuses on introducing the rival Tsubame group, highlighting their first encounter with the protagonist's new Shinsengumi, and showcasing some of their members and abilities through screenshots. It also touches upon the protagonist, a student unexpectedly thrust into the role of a new Shinsengumi soldier. Gameplay is described as a blend of adventure and RPG elements. Players gather information in the adventure sections and transition to RPG combat when encountering monsters while patrolling the city. A notable mechanic is the Monster Aura level displayed on the town map, indicating areas with higher concentrations of spirits and potential monster battles, guiding players on where to focus their efforts. Before patrolling, you'll choose companions to form your party. Additionally, new supporting characters who assist the soldiers are introduced. Koyoko Yamazaki, the daughter of a cafe owner knowledgeable about town rumors. Kiyomi Watase, a reliable nurse for the new Shinsengumi. And Makoto Seike, a rookie newspaper reporter seeking information. Their roles and personalities are briefly described, adding to the game's world. The page emphasizes the anticipation for this unique title, highlighting the creative staff and the revealed gameplay elements. This page dives into the upcoming PlayStation 2 title, Disgaea, Hour of Darkness, set for release in January 2003. The game is structured around chaotic story events and turn-based simulation battles. And this article highlights 2 unique combat systems that add layers of strategic depth. First up is the throw and lift system. You can literally pick up any adjacent unit, friend or foe, and toss them across the map. While there are tactical risks, mastering this allows for incredible mobility, ignoring terrain, and positioning units where you need them most, like throwing prinnies at enemies for explosive results. The second mechanic detailed is combo attacks. When allied units are adjacent, attacking provides a chance for others to join in with a follow-up attack. The more units involved, the higher the success rate, and the more devastating the damage dealt, especially with powerful characters participating. The page also introduces key characters driving the plot: the protagonist, Prince Laharl, and his loyal vassal Etna. We meet Floan, an angel trainee sent with a mission she hilariously misunderstands as spreading love. We also see Archangel Lamington, a figure of kindness concerned about the state of relations between the Netherworld and Celestia, and the ambitious Archangel Volcanus, who aims for Lamington's position. Their intertwined relationships and conflicting goals set the stage for the game's chaotic story. Screenshots demonstrate the mechanics in action, showing units being lifted and combo attacks hitting enemies. Armored Core 3 Silent Line, a direct sequel to Armored Core 3, is coming to PlayStation 2 in January 2003. The game offers around 40 missions, with dynamic content changes influenced by player actions and the environment. Players will battle in diverse settings, like a military fortress, an energy generation facility, and a light gathering facility. The key element is AC assembly, featuring over 400 parts. Choosing the right leg parts is vital, defining the axe style across 5 types: bipedal, reverse joint, quadruped, tank, and float. Players can transfer their AC data, including emblems, from Armored Core 3, allowing custom builds to be upgraded. The prologue unveils the Silent Line, a previously inaccessible area now central to a new conflict, where Raven pilots will fight. This page features Nobunaga's Ambition, Sutenroku, arriving on PlayStation 2 in January 2003, following its PC release. This installment allows players to experience the turbulent Sengoku era, not just as a main lord, but also from the perspective of a subordinate officer. Gameplay encompasses grand strategy, detailed internal political management, and dynamic real-time battles. Players engage in strategic phases involving army movements on the map and diplomatic interactions. Politics allows managing domestic affairs, assigning tasks, and conducting negotiations with other forces. Crucially, playing as a subordinate means navigating loyalty and potentially even seeking independence. The battle system is real-time and separates large-scale field battles from castle sieges, featuring massive armies clashing. The game boasts an impressive scale, with over 1,500 characters, 150 castles, and 400 types of treasures, significantly expanded from previous titles. All key elements are rendered in full 3D, promising intense military clashes. This page covers upcoming games, featuring a racing game and a fishing simulation. First up is Touge R for Xbox, a racing title focused on mountain pass battles. As a new entry in a popular series, it aims for the ultimate battle experience, with detailed car behavior and Dolby Digital surround sound to really immerse you in the race and help pinpoint opponents. The game features famous real-world Japanese mountain passes, offering the exhilarating feeling of drifting and intense battles on narrow, winding roads. Below that is Monster Base on PlayStation 2, a fishing simulation aiming to be unlike any other. It introduces a unique fish heart window system that lets you gauge the bass's feelings, like hunger, and observe how it reacts to different lures, helping you understand the fish's behavior to strategize the perfect catch. The game also includes a competitive versus mode, where players can freely navigate their boats to chosen spots for head-to-head fishing duels, and an aquarium mode to admire your prize catches. This page dives into the action-packed world of the Spider-Man game, based on the popular movie and heading to PS2, GameCube, and Xbox. It's described as an action title that puts players in the shoes of the hero, battling enemies, and saving the citizens of the city. The game features a story built on the movie's plot, but also includes original scenarios, promising a substantial experience. The focus here is on Spider-Man's unique abilities and the exciting action they enable. Several screenshots showcase Spidey swinging through the city, engaging in combat, and even a glimpse of a battle in the distinctive wrestling costume from the movie. A section highlights various web-based techniques Spider-Man can utilize. These include offensive moves like the web laser and impact web, defensive or control abilities like the capture web and web glove, traversal methods like the web line and web swing, and even combat maneuvers like the web yank and its advanced version, the tool yank. These abilities are described as essential tools for tackling enemies and navigating the environment, emphasizing speed, control, and power. It's clear the game focuses heavily on utilizing these diverse web techniques for thrilling action. The screenshots provided are noted as being from a development version. This Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 guide focuses on the start of Episode 2, beginning on Garuda Baru Island. Players must activate 3 security switches located in the jungle, mountain, and coast areas to unlock the central control area. Access these zones from the lab room. Direct travel between them isn't possible. The jungle area is heavily populated with Meryl-type enemies. Be wary of the Meltus enemy's poison mist, causing damage over time. Players should adjust weapon attributes for optimal damage against different enemy types: native, A, beast, machine, though attribute impact is usually minor aside from hit. New environmental challenges include significant elevation differences hindering attacks. Also, watch out for the shaft trap, which causes damage and electric shock. Familiarizing yourself with these navigation and trap elements is essential. This guide provides strategies for specific enemies in Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, particularly in Episode 2 areas. Marilla and Mariltas are covered. Marillas are easily stunned, while Mariltas are weak to ice and Barda and inflict poison. Gibbles, including Yule-Gibbon and Zol-Gibbon, are vulnerable to lightning. Zol-Gibbons cast Jabarta, freeze, and buff other Gibbles, making them dangerous in groups. Use Zond, or lightning weapons, and be wary of being frozen. The G attacks from the air with slowing needles. Use guns. On the ground, Barda and melee are effective, though slow requires a cure. Finally, the Sinnoh Beryl, from Episode 1, turns invisible but is visible on radar. T said. It casts Gifoy after a dodged melee attack. Use guns from range and exploit its ice and Barda weakness to freeze it. A white shadow when reappearing signals it will likely spawn behind you. This page provides strategies for the Jungle Area East in Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, warning about the numerous mines and jafts. It emphasizes the importance of using trap vision, particularly in the final section, where the mid-boss Maracaracal is encountered with Marilias. The guide details Maracral's attacks, which include confusing shots and a dangerous close-range instant death fog attack signaled by its opening flower.
Maracral is weak to ice.
Players should prioritize attacking from a distance, using guns or freezing techniques like Barda and Rabarda, avoiding close combat. The page also covers deploying and detonating traps, recommending using guns for speed. A key strategy is to immediately use freeze traps on Maracral when it appears. Additionally, it highlights that male characters, human and phone WM, cast techniques faster when barehanded than with certain weapons, which is useful for rapidly casting spells like Rabarda to freeze enemies. This page dives into the Highlands area of Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, which shifts the focus from the previous jungle's Marilias to a prevalence of gibbon-type enemies. Freeze resistance is crucial here. The area features Zolgibbon and Woolgibbon. Defeating a Woolgibbon will summon 3 Zolgibbons, so prioritize taking out the wolves first to manage the mob. Item containers are often hidden in the area's tall grass. The page then details the mid-boss, Gibbles. This creature boasts high evasion and attack power. Its attacks include a 3-hit punch combo up close, and a dangerous breath attack from a distance. Be warned, attacking Gibbles physically from the front can trigger a powerful counterattack, sometimes even an instant death breath. The strategy is to avoid frontal physical assaults, and consider staying close to Gibbles to dodge its counter. Knowing its fixed appearance point is key for preparing your attack, perhaps with freeze traps, as it's vulnerable to ice. Hunters should use machine guns or A.Beast attribute handguns after freezing, while forces should spam Rabarda. Finally, there's mention of a new guidebook, Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 Ultimate System X Story Edition, which seems to be a comprehensive guide covering systems, maps, story, and detailed data, and a chance to win a copy. This page provides a detailed walkthrough for a section of the PlayStation 2 detective adventure game, Detective Jinguji Saburo, Innocent Black. It focuses on the investigation period from February 4th to 8th, offering a quick reference guide for players navigating the game's mysteries. The guide breaks down the key events and necessary actions day by day, covering movements between locations, conversations with characters, and specific investigation points. It highlights important moments like meeting various informants, visiting locations such as the hospital, apartments, and Shinjuku Central Park, and conducting interviews. There's a helpful table summarizing the different types of actions the player can take, like talking, investigating, waiting, and making phone calls. Screenshots are included, showing an indoor scene likely within an office talking to a character, and an exterior view of the park entrance. The guide also includes sections detailing specific investigation reports for locations like Bigetsu Apartment and Musashi Apartment, as well as interviews with characters like Sayuri Kitagawa and the landlord. A checkbox points out important details, like using passwords during searches. Finally, the smoking lounge section hints at unlockable events and mini-stories tied to visiting the bar, a staple of the Jinguji series. This guide is clearly designed to help players progress smoothly through this crucial part of the game's narrative. The next page continues the in-depth guide for Detective Jinguji Saburo, Innocent Black, picking up the investigation flow for February 7th and 8th. This section details the specific steps needed to progress through the story, focusing on the unfolding mysteries surrounding Takehiko and Mizuki. Players are guided through various locations, starting with Cafe Black to question characters like Nobu and Naga about Takehiko. The walkthrough covers visiting Mizuki's apartment to confront her, and then moving on to the Ninomiya General Hospital. At the hospital, the guide outlines visiting the director's office and the nurse station to examine medical records and interview key personnel like Dr. Fujisaki and Director Ninomiya regarding Takehiko's death. The guide also highlights important optional events, such as a sub-event check for Jinguji's birthday on February 6th, which involves visiting various acquaintances like Yoko, Bar Kasumi, and others for congratulatory messages and potentially unlockable content. Specific tips are included, like how to obtain passwords by interacting with the environment,
or revisiting locations like the Yodobashi police station multiple times.
The walkthrough continues with directions to other spots like the Alta area and Bar Kasumi, suggesting specific actions and conversations required at each place to uncover more clues. It's a vital resource for navigating the game's intricate narrative paths. The next page features a special interview discussing the game WWE Raw. The discussion includes animator Something Yoshimatsu, game director Kentaro Arai, and game writer Io Sumi. They talk about the appeal of WWE, highlighting the high production quality, the performers' commitment to their characters, and the way the shows constantly exceed expectations. The conversation then turns to the game itself, with the developers discussing their efforts to recreate the WWE experience, particularly focusing on the detailed and impactful entrance scenes. They also touch on the challenge of capturing the weight and atmosphere unique to WWE compared to Japanese wrestling. A section is dedicated to a specific in-game match played by the trio, featuring custom characters named Sam and Mr. Audrey, teaming up against real-life personality Bob Sapp. The outcome is detailed, showing Mr. Audrey securing a victory via pinfall against Sapp in just 52 seconds. The page is illustrated with caricatures of the participants, alongside various WWE superstars, and includes screenshots from the game. This page delves deeper into WWE Raw, focusing on strategies and revealing hidden characters. It confirms that Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon are indeed unlockable superstars, accessible by clearing specific modes. The page provides 3 key strategies for mastering the game. First, exploit the opponent's low stamina after finishers for quick wins. Second, vary your attacks and use weapons to build up to your own finishers. And third, utilize the lack of countouts in title matches by escaping the ring when in trouble, a valid tactic for survival. The interview with animators and writers continues, with the team discussing the game's success in capturing the immersive atmosphere of a live WWE event, noting how the detailed venue design and crowd noise contribute significantly to the experience. They share personal anecdotes about being overwhelmed by the realism and the unexpected nature of fan interactions, reflecting on how real wrestling thrives on spontaneity, which is challenging but rewarding to capture in a game. The battle segment also continues, featuring a match between custom characters Sam and Mr. Ari. Just as the tension builds, a legendary figure, Stone Cold Steve Austin, makes an appearance, surprisingly attacking one of the players. The developers humorously reveal they had set his relationship to friend in the character editor. The page teases the next opponent for the custom characters will be none other than The Rock. This page dives deep into the secrets of Steel Battalion on the Xbox, revealing several hidden techniques and unlockables for players. The main focus is on expanding your game experience. You can unlock all free missions and vertical tanks right from the start by inputting a specific sequence using the game's unique controller dial. A neat trick for practicing any mission or trying out different mechs whenever you like. There are also hidden full-screen modes. One is a full-screen view of the action, perfect for intense sniping or close-quarters combat, although it hides your instruments. Another is a full-screen map mode, available during replays, which even lets you adjust transparency to better study the terrain and your movements. For those seeking a real challenge, the game features 6 difficulty levels, with higher ones like Armageddon unlocked by clearing previous ones. Expect tougher enemies, faster bullets, and reduced points on higher difficulties. Your performance in missions earns combat points, which contribute to your rank and can earn you commendations for achieving high scores. Finally, the page introduces 2 new vertical tanks, the M-Bits, an upgraded version of the Bits with improved performance, and the formidable Behemoth, described as a top-tier Viat, with overwhelming defense, particularly suited for high-altitude and point defense roles. Mastering these unlockables can significantly enhance your piloting skills. This page delves into strategic guidance for 3 specific missions in Steel Battalion on the Xbox. Mission 11, the Coastal Island Landing Operation, tasks you with reducing the enemy force by 70% within 15 minutes on the desert coast. It highlights the importance of using prominence and mentions dealing with M-Bits units and effective missile usage. Mission 12, the Aviation Cavalry Division Rapid Assault, is set on the desert coast again and requires annihilating a large force of enemy helicopters within 20 minutes. The key here is focusing on speed and sustained fire, recommending the Blade VT with extra armor or a prominence. Tactics involve locating the main helicopter group and using sub-ammunition while being wary of anti-Vinti attacks and helicopter missiles. Finally, Mission 13, the Sword Tower Siege Operation, involves destroying large ECM vehicles around the Torai River within 30 minutes. These vehicles disable your radar. The strategy suggests using long-range VTS like the Prominence, or a missile-focused base unit. Tactics include dealing with an initial unseen enemy, destroying a bridge to allow allies to cross, and then targeting the ECM vehicles. It also specifically advises engaging behemoths from a distance of 10,001,500, using weapons like the railgun. The page provides essential tips and unit recommendations for tackling these challenging operations. This guide provides a strategic walkthrough for the first 3 days of the investigation in Missing Parts 2. It's designed to help players gather vital information and uncover the truth. Day 1 focuses on finding clues about a hidden website and Kota's disappearance, including conversations with Ryusetsu and Hardrack. Day 2 involves requesting a background check on Kota and interviewing individuals like Kambare's Eiji. Day 3 centers on accessing and utilizing the hidden website for information exchange, alongside further investigation of locations like Wataru's murder scene. Key advice includes paying close attention to dialogue choices, especially with Ryusetsu, as they affect the narrative. Contacting hacker Saku on the hidden network is crucial. Successfully accessing the hidden site by day 3 is also vital for progression. Screenshots are included to illustrate character interactions and key game moments. Days 4 through 9 of Missing Parts 2 involve investigating a series of murders tied to the Narrated case, with each day presenting new clues and challenges. Day 4 focuses on Eiji's murder and misinformation from hacker Saku. Day 5 involves a suicide linked to the Aoshima group. Day 6 covers Hiroya's murder and Shion's birthday party, emphasizing the Narrated connection. Day 7 stresses urgency, with museum and Grand Palais events. Day 8 targets Takaka, likely due to investigation failures. Day 9 takes the investigation to Iori's workplace, including interrogation. Success hinges on utilizing information from various sources, including hidden sites and informant Amy, and thorough investigation is crucial to finding Karagata and avoiding a bad ending by day 8. A map is available to aid navigation. This page features the Final Fantasy Chuck community section, presenting Volume 5. A major focus here is the lore and characteristics of the Mithra race in Vana'diel. It discusses their predominantly female society, the rarity of male Mithra, their unique upbringing emphasizing independence and warrior training, and their inclination towards a nomadic lifestyle rather than strong ties to the land. The page also highlights player interaction with a section titled Letter to Square, where players submit requests for game improvements. Notable suggestions include adding a function to wake up sleeping party members, and improving the user interface while fishing. Community events are showcased, such as a description of a recurring street manga event hosted by a link shell on the Fenrir world. Another section, Album of Memories, features a player's humorous story and screenshot of encountering a group of half-naked Galka near Juno while traveling by Chocobo. Finally, there is a character interview segment focusing on Zaid from Bastok, and the page encourages players to submit their own stories, screenshots, and suggestions for future volumes. This page introduces the Dorimaga PC Information Bureau section of the magazine, highlighted by a charming illustration of an anime girl on the phone. The section promises coverage of various PC game topics. Featured articles include a look at Komorebi no Namikimichi, described as a heartwarming drama about interaction between parents and apartment residents, covered on page 152. There's also news about the decided release date and unmissable special bonus for Dinosaur Resurrection, detailed on page 154. Finally, the page announces the return of Asuka, with network support in Mystery Dungeon, Shirin the Wanderer Gaiden, Swordswoman Asuka appears, or Windows, a PC port of the popular roguelike, which is covered on page 155. This seems to be the go-to section for Japanese PC game enthusiasts reading Dorimaga. This page is dedicated to the PC game Komorebi no Namikimichi from F&C, scheduled for release in early 2003. Described as a heartwarming adventure game centered on the theme of eternal love, it asks whether people can truly hold on to unchanging feelings. The game follows the protagonist, Hikaru Nakazato, a widower whose wife, Mirai, passed away years after they married and had a daughter. The story explores whether Hikaru will continue to pursue the memory of his lost love or find a new path. The game features a standard command selection system. The page introduces 3 key female characters. Yukizakura Himeno, a domestic childhood friend who secretly loves Hikaru. Yukizakura Ibuki, the cheerful and supportive apartment manager, and Himeno's mother, who is also a widow, and Masaki Kaede, a quiet, beautiful university student aspiring to be a nurse. Each character is briefly described along with their height, measurements, birthday, and blood type. It looks like a poignant drama, designed to make players contemplate the nature of love and loss. This page continues the look at the PC adventure game, Komorebi no Namikimichi. It introduces 3 more key female characters involved in the protagonist Hikaru Nakazato's life after the passing of his wife, Mirai. We see Ayase Shion, Mirai's younger sister, who harbors complex feelings towards Hikaru and struggles to express herself honestly. Also profiled is Nakazato Mirai herself, Hikaru's deceased wife and mother of their daughter, with a brief backstory about her illness and passing, emphasizing her presence still lingers in Hikaru's heart. Their daughter, Nakazato Sakura, is introduced as the innocent and spoiled mascot of the apartment complex, adored by everyone, and perhaps having a slight father complex due to Hikaru's doting. Finally, Yukizakura Momiji, the energetic, sporty daughter of the apartment manager and childhood friend, is featured as a bright and popular figure who actively indulges Hikaru. The page also details the game's setting, a quiet residential town near the capital, highlighting locations filled with memories of Mirai, such as the apartment Sumiregi, and a cherry blossom street. The game system is confirmed as a standard command selection adventure, where player choices impact female character parameters, ultimately determining the ending. Players will decide whether Hikaru clings to the memory of eternal love with Mirai, or moves on to start a new life with someone else. This page dives into Dinosaur Resurrection, the second PC Eternalization title following YS. Originally released in 1990 as a 3D dungeon RPG, this version revives the game after over a decade, maintaining its distinctive dark worldview and deep story. The main protagonist is Ash, a swordsman who carries a massive blade and is described as the wielder of Ash. The page highlights his journey, beginning with an encounter with an old woman who reads his fate using 4 cards, setting him on a path away from the bustling town. The visuals showcase character renders of Ash and a young woman, possibly another key character, alongside the game's logo, hinting at the game's atmospheric 3D world. It's presented as a title that offers a fresh and intense experience, despite its retro roots. The page also briefly mentions the release date and genre as a 3D dungeon RPG developed by Nihon Falcom. This page is all about the PC version of Mystery Dungeon, Shirin the Wanderer Gaiden. Swordswoman Asuka arrives. Following its well-regarded release on the Dreamcast, Asuka is making the jump to PC, and the big news here is the significant enhancement of online capabilities. The page features a prominent image of Asuka herself, and several screenshots showing the familiar roguelike dungeon-crawling gameplay. A section titled, "What is Asuka?" provides a quick recap for readers, positioning it as a highly polished spin-off in the Mystery Dungeon series, originally released on Sega hardware. The main focus, however, is on the 7 online elements introduced with this PC version. These include strengthening the online rescue system, launching an official website, implementing rankings, introducing an online currency, Net Jeton, for purchasing items in a net shop, a thrilling lottery system, the promise of regular distribution of new dungeons, and even a feature allowing players to create their own original phase problems, puzzle challenges, to share. This port takes the beloved dungeon crawling formula and injects it with substantial online interaction, aiming to create a deeper, more connected experience for players. It's clear the goal was to leverage the PC platform to expand the game beyond its original scope. This Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution Guide focuses on Okizeme, the art of pressuring opponents after a knockdown. The core strategy is to maintain offensive dominance and prevent counterattacks. The guide details techniques based on opponent wake-up behavior. Step 1 covers basic mix-ups of mid and low attacks, emphasizing the importance of timing and differentiating between standard and delayed wake-ups. Step 2 introduces crushing wake-up attacks, using moves with high damage to beat opponents' wake-up attempts, and incorporating jump techniques to evade lows. Step 3 addresses evasive half-circle wake-up attacks, advising players to anticipate their opponent's movements by reading their knockdown pose to determine the best evasion direction, particularly against characters like Akira. The guide uses visual examples to illustrate these advanced strategies. This page continues the Virtua Fighter 4 Evolution coverage, shifting focus from combat strategy to character customization, specifically showcasing items for Lei Fei. It presents a variety of cosmetic and unique items that players can acquire and equip on the character. Each item is displayed with a screenshot of Lei Fei wearing it, along with its name, the body part it occupies, and how it can be obtained. The items range from simple accessories like Odango hair, a blindfold, straw hat, ice blade earrings, and a shoulder bag, to more distinctive pieces like a trident and a Shaolin staff, and even an attached little monkey. The reviewer offers brief thoughts on each item, commenting on their appearance, appeal, and potential utility. Some items are noted for changing Lei Fei's look drastically, like the blindfold, which is described as cool but difficult to obtain. The staff item is highlighted for making sounds during attacks, adding a humorous touch. The straw hat is mentioned as practical for travel, while the monkey is described as cute, but perhaps a surprising choice for Lei Fei's usual image. Many of these unique items are noted as being acquired through contest events within the game. This page provides an in-depth look at Initial D Arcade Stage Ver.2, detailing the significant updates from the previous version. The page features striking artwork of Takumi Fujiwara alongside his 86 Truno, and showcases various screenshots highlighting the new content. Key additions include 2 challenging new courses, Akagi and Irohazaka, known for their numerous hairpin corners, and a total of 7 new characters who are integrated into the revised story mode. The game also sees a substantial increase in the number of playable cars and tuning parts, incorporating fan-requested models like the Alteza and Roadster. Exciting new gameplay features are introduced, such as the ability to challenge Bunta Fujiwara from the start of the game in a dedicated mode, and the introduction of entry battles, allowing players to interrupt ongoing races for a sudden death match. Furthermore, a new wet condition is added, increasing the difficulty and requiring adapted driving techniques. The page also includes a visual comparison, demonstrating the impressive realism of the new courses. This page introduces Capcom Fighting All-Stars Codeholder, an arcade fighting game planned for winter release. The game is set in Metro City, facing an unprecedented crisis orchestrated by a figure known as Death, Dead Laughter Son, who has planted a devastating bomb with a 12-hour timer. Heroes from various Capcom universes rise up to stop the catastrophe. The game features a roster of 12 playable characters. This includes 3 new characters called Code Holders, whose connection to death and overall purpose is mysterious, alongside 9 familiar faces from series like Street Fighter, Final Fight, Strider, and Rival Schools. The page displays a character select screen showing slots for all 12, highlighting selected fighters like Alex and the new character, DD. Key fighting system elements are detailed, including the dramatic counter, a simple lever input counterattack, and progress super arts, where special attack power increases as the character's health decreases, potentially reaching level 3. Additionally, the game introduces a dramatic finish, a special ending sequence activated after fulfilling certain conditions upon defeating an opponent. Screenshots showcase gameplay, including these new mechanics and the character select screen. The page is underscored by the thematic text, Passionate Justice. Young fighters challenging death. This page is dedicated to the magazine's Color Illustration Submission Corner, featuring a Welcome Newcomers special. It showcases various fan-submitted illustrations alongside comments from the magazine staff. Among the featured artwork, one piece depicts characters from Capcom's Darkstalkers series, commented on by staff member Yo, who jokes about the character selection. Another striking illustration features a character alongside monstrous creatures, which staff member Kagami notes makes them want to buy an Xbox for the game Panzer Dragoon or Data. A third piece, by a returning artist, shows a unique, deeply detailed illustration that staff member Tashi Ukami praises for its technique and improving style. There's also art depicting characters from the PC game Apocrypha/Zero, noted by Yo, and a piece referencing Square's Romancing Saga series, which artist Maika Kazuki loves, with Tashi Ukami commenting on the use of gold leaf. The page also includes a small informational box detailing the recommended image size for digital submissions. This section provides a platform for readers to share their artistic talents, covering a range of subjects beyond just Dreamcast titles. This page showcases more fan-submitted illustrations from the magazine's ongoing feature. Readers have sent in artwork spanning a variety of games and franchises, including intense pieces based on Battle Gear 3, and a detailed illustration of the Reiko Kuchu Ugami Shin Kubu Mecha from Sakura Wars. Other submissions feature characters from the classic puzzle game Magical Drop, the shooting series Gunbird, and the fighting game Garou, Mark of the Wolves. There are also illustrations referencing Super Robot Wars OG and the Girl Side series. Each piece is accompanied by brief comments from the magazine staff, highlighting aspects they appreciate. The page also provides information on submitting your own illustrations, covering both digital and traditional methods, along with details on required information and formatting. Finally, there's an announcement calling for Christmas and New Year themed artwork for a special upcoming feature. This page dives into the world of hobby items and figures, showcasing a variety of releases for fans. Featured prominently is the powerful Kamen Rider Odin figure from the R&M series, capturing the look of the 13th Rider. There's also a collection of capsule figures based on characters from the visual novel canon, presented at an accessible 200 yen price point. Moving into the sci-fi realm, a plastic kit allows you to build a figure of the Nostromo crewmember Kane from the iconic Alien film, complete with the infamous chestburster Seneg. For mecha enthusiasts, a highly detailed resin kit of Genesik Gaugar from Gaugar Final is highlighted, praised for its impressive volume and dynamic posability. Fans of the Patlabor series will find a plastic kit of the TRT-66 Extol Labor from Patlabor 2, depicting the distinctive four-legged tank unit. The page also includes adorable block figures from Kawada's Diablock series, featuring a cute lineup of characters ready for mix-and-match fun. Finally, a series of semi-finished hero car collection toys are presented, including recognizable vehicles like the Mach 5 from Speed Racer and the Matte vehicle from Ultraman, making for a cool display collection. This page continues the dive into hobby goods, showcasing an eclectic mix of figures and model kits from popular franchises. Up top, we see the impressive Master Grade 1/100th Scale S Gundam kit, noted for its volume, transformation gimmick, and sharp silhouetted, generating high expectations from fans. Alongside it is an interactive R2-D2 figure from Star Wars, recognizing voice commands and moving around, described as a classic item. For fans of rider action, there are RT models of Kamen Rider Ryuki and Knight on their bikes, Dragranzer and Dark Raiders, based on the final event from the series. Super Robot Wars gets love, with a gorgeous resin cast kit of R1, capable of complete transformation and featuring various weapons, with hope for R2 and R3 to follow to complete SRX. The page also asks, "What's your favorite type?" showcasing a collection of popular female characters from SNK games, like Mai Shiranui, Hotaru Futaba, Akari Ichijo, B. Janet, and Athena, in capsule toy form. The main topic explores the dream of flying with RC airplanes, highlighting affordable entry-level models starting around 8,500 yen. It covers different skill levels, featuring beginner models like the Junior Bird and B-2 Bomber, and moving up to more advanced options like the B-29 Super Fortress and a light plane. The feature touches on the ease of assembly, charging, and the simple joy of getting the plane airborne, suggesting it's easier than it looks and a great way to spend a weekend day outdoors. This page features the latest installment of the comic series Guru Cleaner, episode 82, titled A Person Kind to Nature. The comic depicts a chaotic cleaning session, with characters arguing about making a mess and the general unpleasantness of dirt and being hit. One character suggests moving trash to another's desk, leading to further humorous conflict and accusations about who started the challenge. The page also introduces the main cast. We have Guru, a junior high student aspiring to be a scientist who loves strange, squishy things and chasing creatures. There's Meishi-san, a school idol from the esteemed Ijuin family, described as a narcissist with imperial tendencies who adores smooth, soft things. Also featured are Akoi-chan and man-faced Amaxin, a unique lifeform created by Guru as a research assistant. The face on Amaxin's chest has its own personality. Finally, Bashikin-kun is introduced as a glass-type cleaner that adjusts to vision and helps with communication between living things and machines. This segment provides a light-hearted look at the characters and their interactions within the world of Guru Cleaner. This page continues the Guru Cleaner comic series, showing the characters engaged in a chaotic classroom discussion that starts with environmental concerns about garbage and quickly devolves into arguments about correction tape, taking notes, and general classroom antics. The humor comes from the characters' quirky personalities clashing during what should be a simple task. The page also includes profiles introducing more characters. We see Ayase-kun, a mesh-loving, obedient member of an escort unit. There's Yutsuki-chan, a unique Puna-type robot created for Guru's creatures, speculated to be connected to Ayase-kun's hobbies. Finally, Hiroshima-kun is introduced, a character who presents as a cute girl, Rika-chan, but is a gay man with surprising strength and a tendency to be pushy. A small section at the bottom promotes the release of the Guru-kuri comic book, featuring a testimonial from a fan, praising the unique and cute world created by the artist. This page is the cover of Weekly The PlayStation 2 magazine, dated November 22, 2002. The striking cover art features characters resembling the Lupin 2i crew, highlighting the publication's focus on PlayStation 2 gaming. The main feature promises comprehensive strategy guides for two major titles, Torneco's Great Adventure 3 and Breath of Fire, v. Dragon Quarter. Beyond these deep dives, the magazine provides special reports on highly anticipated games. This issue covers Lupin 2-1, Treasure of the Sorcerer King, Tales of Eternia, known as Tales of Destiny 2 in Japan, the classic Sakura Wars series, the popular Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, and upcoming releases like Dark Cloud 2, Final Fantasy XI, and Jake Hunter Detective Story. A sidebar section also promotes a book delving into the Truth of Project Xbox. Additionally, the page lists SoftBank Publishing's lineup of strategy guides available for purchase, covering a range of titles including Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, Skies of Arcadia Legends, Warcraft 2 Eyes, and others across PlayStation 2, GameCube, and PC platforms. The publication asserts that with this single issue, you're covered for both new game information and strategy tips. This page features a weekly horoscope and compatibility chart from the magazine, covering the period from November 8th to November 21st. The main focus is a compatibility reading with Lobelia Carlini from the iconic Sakura Wars series, born on November 13th. The feature notes her current fortune, suggesting she may need patience during difficult times, but that recognition for her abilities is just around the corner. The compatibility section highlights that Gemini men are the best match, providing helpful information without demanding much in return, while Aquarius men are the worst match, potentially leading to clashes. The bulk of the page is dedicated to individual horoscopes for each zodiac sign, from Aries to Pisces. Each sign includes a prediction, a lucky color, a lucky item, and ratings for money, health, love, work, and play, using symbols to indicate performance ranging from excellent to poor. This is a fun, personalized segment for readers, offering insights into their week ahead through the lens of popular Sega characters and franchises, like Sakura Wars. This page focuses on reader engagement with a Reader Presents giveaway. 15 winners can choose a game released by November 21, 2002, for Dreamcast, PS2, GBA, or GameCube. Other prizes include Sonic armbands, a Breath of Fire vs. mug, Dorimaga t-shirts, and Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball phone cards. The page includes application rules and a list of previous winners. A preview for the December 13th issue teases a Dreamcast update and new releases from NEC Interchannel. Game coverage will feature Dead or Alive Stream Beach Volleyball, Sakura Wars, Final Fantasy X2, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and the J.League Pro Soccer Club series, releasing November 22nd. This page features Quantum Redshift, a super high-speed space battle race title for the Xbox. The page showcases multiple screenshots of the game's futuristic combat racing gameplay, highlighting the sleek vehicle designs and intense track environments. The text describes it as a near-future survival race, where players pilot machines equipped with brutal hyper-engines, using weapons to take down rivals while pushing the limits of speed on various circuits. The game features background music by UK chart-topping artist Junkie XL. Quantum Redshift was released on November 21, 2002, in Japan for 6,800 yen. The tagline captures the game's essence: playing is aesthetics. This page presents Otogi, Myth of Demons, a Japanese death-style action RPG for the Xbox developed by From Software. The page features key art of the protagonist, Raiko, alongside the striking game title stylized in blue. The game is described as an atmospheric Japanese fantasy filled with relentless yokai, emphasizing spectacular and beautiful environmental destruction. Several screenshots showcase the dynamic action and varied environments. A limited edition purchase bonus is highlighted, offering an art book or lore guide titled Otogi Tales, Book of Exterminating 100 Demons, which compiles monster illustrations from the game world. Otogi, Myth of Demons, was scheduled for release on December 12, 2002, priced at 6,800 yen. The tagline, "Creative Beauty of Super Destruction," perfectly captures the game's core appeal, suggesting an experience where combat and environmental interaction are visually stunning.